right, welcome back, watch fans. Today we're going to be covering the Phillips Geneva watch sale, May 11th. Coming up in less than 2 weeks. Some interesting lots on offer. Welcome G-Marks, the Muppet. Unbelievable but true. Yeah, we get some. There's a couple of interesting pieces I want to highlight before we get through. Yeah, we'll go through the usual suspects right here, but we'll go into some of the interesting pieces right away. Okay, let's go to number 13, lucky 13. This is interesting. We got a Rolex Daytona, right? As always, they tell you it's a very rare. But apparently this is one of only 30 made. This is one of 30 with this like diamond set case and dial. 664,000 is the low estimate. 664 to 1,000,003. Interesting. I don't know. It's I'm actually a little bit over Daytonas. I wonder if the Daytona market has kind of seen its best days, because it's just, again, the thing that you always have to realize is with watches, it's like fashion, right? These things go in and out of fashion. And the cycle is long. It's not like 5 years. It's not like a stock market cycle or something. I mean, fashion is, or art, these are like 30, 50-year cycles. So if you get it wrong, you're not going to see your money for, you're done. Whatever happened to the Rolex bubble backs, right? Those things have collapsed. And that was like the blue chip of Rolex. I think we're going to see the same thing with Daytonas. That's my opinion. Look, I know there's a million different variations, but after a while, I think, people, they had enough. They're going to move on to the next thing, right? By the way, before we get into it, make sure you click the like and subscribe button, right? Helps the algorithm, helps the channel. The thumbs up, whatever it is. Yeah, thumbs up, upvote. I think that's what they say. And make sure to get our free weekly newsletter. How do you do that? Well, you click the link in the video description below. It's going to come to you every week, absolutely free. Watch market news, latest info, a lot of interesting things that we don't talk about on the videos. There's a little more text, a little more, some more interesting stuff that is for the aristocrats only. That's right. All right, let's keep going. So we got the Daytonas. I'm kind of over the Daytonas. Actually, I was never into Daytona, but maybe that's my bias. I think that they're just a little too. It's everybody owns one already, right? Everybody who ever wanted a Daytona, who's got money, already has it. So we got the Perpetual calendar. I'm a fan of the Perpetual calendars. This is the again the older model, and this is the, I guess they call it the Yves Klein blue. Technically it's just, I guess they call it sapphire blue, but I don't know why they refer to it as the Yves Klein. It's really not a Yves Klein, but whatever. Okay, you got the display back. I'm not a fan of the rotor. Again, it's interesting to watch, these Perpetuals. There's not a lot of these that were made. That's the thing. And they go for about $100,000. The Yves Kleins, I think, are 150 or so, retail, right? Okay, so here we go. So this is what they're telling you. Launch 96, production 13, complete count numbers. Okay, this is the complete count. From the catalog, okay? 628 pieces in steel. 620 pieces. That's not a lot. 107 pieces in yellow gold. 74 in platinum. 11 in pink gold, 378 in steel platinum. That's kind of a weird thing. I guess the bezel was platinum, right? The tantalum, I never understood the tantalum thing. 15 in tantalum, yellow gold, 9 tantalum platinum. Okay, whatever. So only 1,235 were made. 1,235 in 17 years. That's, less than 100 pieces a year. Incredible. Really incredible. Now, I actually don't like the blue. I think the blue takes away from the dial, takes away from that beautiful pattern. Yeah, it doesn't do it for me. It does not do it for me. The dark, this Yves Klein blue, as they call it, which is kind of a funny name. It's nothing. This color is not. It's not even close to a Yves Klein blue, which is, again, it's kind of. I think it's like a proprietary color, and it's just the dial is nothing special, but a huge premium. It's like a $60,000 premium for this blue, and it's an ugly blue. Anyway, what do I know, right? Okay, let's keep moving along, right? Let's keep moving along. So I just want to make a quick comment, bring this up real quick. Always interesting to see day dates in an unusual dial, and this is, what is this? This is Ammonite. Ammonite is the name of the stone. Never heard of Ammonite. You know what's cool? I just noticed this. Actually, I just noticed this now. There's a 6 and a 9. So it's in a diamond in the little hole, right? That's pretty interesting. I don't know if I've ever seen that kind of variation before. Let me see. What do they say? Hardstone Ammonite. It's a fossil. Okay. Oh, right. Oh, it's the fossil. I think I've seen Ammonite like the what do you call it? Like, they're like, looks like horns, if I'm not mistaken. It's like a weird shape. Mollusk. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, it's like a snail type of deal. So this is a fossil. Technically this is, millions and millions of years old. But then again, any rock is millions and millions of years old also, right? I mean, it's not like the rocks came out of nowhere. So Ammonite. Okay. See, this is why I do these videos. It's really for my own education. Ammonite. Okay. If I wasn't doing this, I wouldn't have looked at this. I wouldn't have noticed that 6 and 9. So I have to thank the audience for giving me this opportunity, right? Okay, let's keep going. Let's keep going. Next item of interest is this. White gold. We get a stellar doll. It's like a pistachio for the Sultan of Oman. And notice this. Okay, he's got his little crest. Kind of a weird combination. You get a white gold watch. The hands are yellow gold. I don't think I've ever seen that before. Did they talk about this here? Yeah. No, they don't mention it. Okay. Okay. 33 to 6. Again, this is one of these watches you kind of have to get this at auction. You're not going to find this at retail. I should say secondary market, whatever. So, yeah, maybe this will go for like 50 grand. Could be. That's, I don't know if that's a good speculation. I don't see these things really, I mean, they're already pricey. I mean, it's going to be kind of just, you'll be lucky to keep up with inflation. pocket watches. Now, the more and more, I'm more and more interested in pocket watches, of all things. Like, I'm thinking of selling my, the Rolex, the King Tut, the Submariner Bluesy, the King Tut, and rolling that money into some pocket watches. I've had enough of, too many peasants have that, the blues. I mean, it's a victim of its own success. I am interested in pocket watches. Now, the thing is this, right? This is a modern pocket watch, which I think is a little bit, I think that's a little bit archaic. What is it? Archaic? Is that the word? Archaic? Incongruent with the time. It just doesn't work. Pocket watches, I think there's really no excuse for anybody to make pocket watches past, let's say, like the 1950s. By JFK is the cutoff point, maybe. Okay, I mean, really, they're basically obsolete technologically, or actually sartorially obsolete, right? Because you really need to wear a vest to pull it off. Actually, no, there's a way you can wear it with a jacket. There is a way you can wear it with a jacket. But yeah, so not too many people wearing vests. Well, actually, I think people were wearing vests, the three-piece suit kind of. There was some of it going on till the 80s, really, till the 80s, but not that much. So I don't know. This is made in 1990, but again, you're getting a perpetual calendar. Again, this is one of these very rare things. They only made, how many of these were made? 50. Not a lot. What a value. 22,000 is the low estimate. Platinum, skeletonized. I don't know. What do you think? What do you guys think? Would you pay, let's just say, 35 grand? I think this is probably going to sell near the low. Okay, proceeds going to charity. I don't know, maybe somebody's going to feel generous. Again, pocket watches are totally, they're absolutely dead. 30 grand, is it worth it? I have an issue with modern pocket watches. I think, again, 1950 is the cutoff point. Just want to highlight this triple calendar from Audemars Piguet. We saw a picture of the famous John Goldberger with like 3 of these, 3 variants. And of course, being an Audemars Piguet, you're going to have dial issues. Look at this. You got some, what is that? Is that corrosion, or I don't know. Something's going on there. Something's going on with that dial. A little bit funky. 56,000. Wow, that's pricey. I get it's rare, okay, but let's see. I don't know. It's. Is it that interesting? Is it that interesting? Let's bring up this. What the hell is this? This. What makes this watch interesting? What does it say here? Golden rule: do unto others as you would have. And it's got a Tiffany stamp. It doesn't say Patek. Just a Tiffany stamp. Wow, look at this beautiful rotor inside. Okay, nice bracelet. I think this bracelet is much better than the new one they just made for that Ellipse. So what is this? What is this? The golden rule. Fully written now. Why do they write it out? Okay, so this. Okay. So basically, this Turner and these dolls were most likely all ordered by then U.S. Senator Lyndon B. Johnson in the 1950s. LBJ. Wait. This is some irony. Wait, LBJ ordered this is LBJ's watch, but I mean, basically, he ordered these watches to be gifted to friends and advisors. LBJ was in fact initiated to the Masonry in 1937, which was where he became familiar with the Golden Rule, and was appeared to have been very active at all. Okay, I don't know. I don't think LBJ is known for, I mean, the Golden Rule. I mean, LBJ, probably one of the nastiest human beings to be in the presidency. I mean, LBJ allegedly had JFK killed. I mean, amongst other things, and that's not even his worst act. Interesting. I had no idea. LBJ ordered these. Okay, so there's 10 of these known. 10 of these are known to exist. Now, I probably should have done this. I should have done this research before, so you could be looking at the photos. But I just, again, these photos are so small. You just pass by these watches, and you don't notice. But wow, you find something out every day. So LBJ ordered 10 of these watches. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. He ordered 10 Patek Philippe's to give out as gifts when he was a senator. I mean, that's like, how much would that, I mean, like, okay, let's just say in today's money, how much, this is like, we're talking about like, I mean, obviously the dollar amount was less back then, but even today, how much would this be in today's dollars? At least, I would think at least 50 grand, at least 50 grand. So this guy spent 500 grand. Where did he get that money? I mean, this guy was not rich. I mean, not legitimate. Like, he wasn't like he had an independent source of income as a senator. So where would the guy get 500 grand in today's money? Contributors? I don't know. This is crazy though. But LBJ, LBJ was known as probably, what did they call it? I think they called him Master of the Senate. I mean, he was an incredible politician. I mean, a very nasty guy, but he knew how to exercise power, how to manipulate people. And there's a guy, what is this, Moses Caro? I think there's some guy who's been writing a biography of LBJ for the last, 50 years, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, LBJ. Oh, hey, oh, shit, we should have, okay, there we go. Okay. The panel is open. The panel is open. The panel is open for the aristocrats, for Baron and any other aristocrats want to hop on. Yeah, LBJ basically, he was, from what I know, he was basically born, the usual in a dusty town in Texas, the American dream. And this is some gift to be giving out 10 Patek Philippe's. I'm not aware of any other U.S. politician who gave out Patek Philippe's, even the Kennedys. I mean, and the Kennedys were rich, right? Interesting. And yeah, and why? I mean, and why did he choose Patek Philippe, right? Kind of shocking. I mean, really surprising. I mean, today Patek Philippe is considered a sophisticated watch. How would he have known about? I mean, like, by the way, he wasn't. That guy actually was pretty young when he became president. Hold on a second. Let me look this up. LBJ, Lyndon B. Johnson. He must have been. He looked really old when he died. He died at 64. So he. Wait, so he was born in 1908 in Stonewall, Texas. 1908. He was like what? So, and this was 50. So he was like 48 years old. He was like a 48-year-old guy, basically. It was a heavy duties. Baron, welcome aboard.
Hey. All right. So
what do you think of this LBJ watch?
Yeah, earlier, didn't you say that this was like he it's like his Mason watch. I mean, like in terms of for Freemasons, right? Did I hear you correctly?
No, he gave out 10 of these watch. He ordered this. He ordered this dial that says, "Do unto others as they would have do unto you." Apparently, that's like a masonry thing. I think it's from the Bible, but I mean, it's not a masonry. It's really a biblical thing that's like, thousands. I mean, goes back pre-Jesus, okay? And so, but he was a Mason. Apparently, that's what they're saying, and it's a big masonry thing. This expression, and he ordered 10 of these watches to give out to friends and advisors. That's a big move. As a senator, where the hell does he get that money?
It probably just
Nancy Pelosi.
Yeah. No, but I think this was like kind of maybe like before that stuff started to happen in government.
No, I think. Well, listen. There was always the corruption goes back to to ancient history. It's not a new thing. But still, that's a big thing. I mean, no, it's very surprising that this guy. I mean, I would have thought he would have gone for a Rolex. Did they make a day date? When did day date come out? It's interesting. He chose to give Pateks.
Yeah. Okay, so
no,
I guess but the big question is, right? In 1956, what was the status of Rolex, right? Because my understanding is like back in the beginning of Rolex.
Minor.
Yeah, because what I heard was the status of Rolex back when they first started. It was something like even into like I think like the 20s and 30s. It was like it's the watch you got when you couldn't get an Omega.
Yeah, no. It's interesting. Yeah, a Rolex was basically like lower than Omega up until the 60s, and then it started, and they were kind of probably neck and neck. I mean, again, this is before my time. I can't tell you what it was like, but it was not. I mean, Omega was kind of more of that sporty whatever. I mean, again, people were not into watches. Like, I mean, that there wasn't even a thing then. So, but now it's fascinating. Okay, let's.
But my understanding of Patek was that Patek was always Patek. It always had that kind of like that was
prestige. The prestige.
So that totally makes sense why he ordered the Pateks.
I actually, it's hard. Listen, here's the thing. Back in the 60s, 50s, there were other brands that were just as big. You had what is it? Vacheron, Universal Genève was very big. You had I mean, there was a bunch of, but no. It's interesting. We don't know. It's just interesting that this guy had a custom dial. And by the way, what's kind of ironic? Patek is, for whatever reason, Patek's custom orders, custom dials are always very attractive for dictators and despots. Like Gaddafi, Saddam Hussein, what's his name? Al-Assad in Syria. And LBJ would have been that type of guy if he was in the Middle East. He was basically an American despot. I mean, kind of with a veneer of democracy or whatever. I mean, he was a very interesting, very interesting guy, very very dark guy. So Baron John, that's right. Yeah. What's interesting? LBJ, we got to do something about LBJ actually is, he's actually the guy who he was a real watch fan, apparently. Look at this. He's the guy known for making the day date famous. That's what they call the president. He ordered 10 Pateks. What are the president is as associated with watches? I can't think of any. I mean, literally. I mean, this is the most unusual guy that you would. That's like the last guy that you would think of. LBJ. That he was a guy that basically he was a watch guy. You have to be a watch guy to order 10 Pateks, gold Pateks with a custom dial like this.
Yeah,
no, it's just crazy.
Or you order it to I guess so you get 10 of them because you're going to give it out to, I guess, people that are, really important to you. And then so that's 1956. He doesn't become president until 1963. So he's already in 56. He's like, he's greasing the skids to move up.
Oh yeah, no. First he became vice president, but no. Yeah, I mean, listen, you're being very cynical. You're very cynical. You don't think that LBJ thought of that? Like, hey, let's. Oh, you know what's even crazier? You know what's even crazier? What's even darker? I mean, to be even more cynical, I should say. He gives this out as a gift to a guy, right? Let's say he's giving it to. I mean, he's not giving it to some schmuck, right? He's giving it basically to heavy hitters, right? Either people who can donate a lot of money, ultra powerful people. I mean, he's not doing this for nothing, right? It's big money. So you give it to a guy, right? I give you this watch, and you're wearing this watch because, again, you're at the country club, whatever, in Dallas, and you want to tell, hey, the senator gave me this watch, and you're looking at the dial, and what does it say? Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Like, hey, I would love for somebody to give me a couple $1 million, or whatever, or to vote in my favor for this, So it's very clever. I mean, it's a very, very clever thing. The expression to give it to real ultra heavy hitters. I mean, you have to have gotten that watch. Like the Pope. I forget which one it was, but the Pope also gave out Patek Calatravas, much nicer. I mean, better, with a purple dial. I think we showed him, and I don't know how many they made. I think he gave them to. I'm not sure who they gave them to. They gave them to whoever, the Vatican, important people for the Vatican, and it was just a plain dial. Didn't say any expression, but I think LBJ is a lot more important than the Pope. I mean, he can do a lot more for you. Unless you believe in the afterlife or something, or you have religious reasons to believe the Pope.
I don't know.
In the real world,
Yeah, no, but the Pope also has a lot of power as well. Well, I don't know how much power the Pope has, but the Vatican.
No, LBJ is the most powerful man in the world. I mean, in the 1950s, even as a senator, he was extremely powerful. I mean, you're talking about in the 1950s. LBJ as a senator was super powerful guy then. He was probably, again, this is post World War II. The world is in shambles. America is the only dominant power. I mean, again, there was just one superpower in the 1950s. It wasn't the U.S. and Russia. I mean, it was basically the U.S. The Soviet Union was just trying. They were just. And I don't think they even did they have the bomb, but they were just getting to it. They were just, they were still, people were scared, but they were really a joke. America was the most powerful. I mean, for sure, the richest country. The Europe was broke and busted. Japan, China, and the whole Asia was busted. I mean, that's it. That's it. So this guy was probably one of the three most powerful men in the world. LBJ. But let's move on to Audemars Piguet. So what do we got here? We got an Audemars Piguet minute repeater, and there's a video. We're going to watch a video. So this is one of two integrated bracelet. Kind of a very plain dial. 1960. I think they only made 6 of these. Okay, let's watch this video. Hang on, let's see. Okay. What do you think of that, Baron?
Yeah, I know. I think they did a good job with that dial, because you've got, is that like a white or a silver? And
Looks like a silver.
yeah, so they did that. They didn't do too much of the dial, but they have the diamonds on there, so it's not like it's not too much. So I think they did a good job.
Uh, Good for. I mean, this what for 300 grand? Good for. Would you pay 300 grand?
No, but I guess at the time when it was produced, like back in the 60s.
Yeah, no, it still would have been very expensive then. It would have been like the equivalent of 100 grand today, probably. There was
Yeah,
this thing was never cheap.
yeah. I mean,
cheap.
it's a minute repeater. Minute repeaters are it's platinum, a platinum minute repeater. Oh, definitely not cheap.
From what I understand, platinum does not sound as good as the sound doesn't carry as well as like I'm not sure. I think is it gold? Which metal does it? I think gold or alloys sound better.
I heard titanium. If you have a titanium case, that's the best for a minute repeater in terms of sound.
Sound, okay, yeah. So, wow. We get a Cartier Cintre. Is this a purple dial? No, blue dial. It's a blue dial. Wow. See, there's two of them here, right? And this one just really stands out. Look at this. You got two of them here. You got this one here. Movement by European watch and clock? What the hell is that? France. Okay, so this was 40 grand starting. Kind of dull, 1950s. And then you have this more like, and this is 1970, London, so it's more swinging. Ink blue, wow. Ink blue is almost like black. I don't know if you were to Cartier Cintre. This is much. This is the way to. This to me screams Cartier.
Yeah, I like that case design better than the modern case designs for Cartier.
No, it's very cool. I mean, those are they're very rare. Okay, so let's go. Okay, we get the highlights here. We got the highlights. We saw that. Okay, so all right, this is going to be the highlight of the auction right here. This is going to be the highlight of the auction. This World Time. Look at this. This is the original, minty. I mean, well, some scratches, but like, look at the case. How crisp.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of some scratch in the inside the dial, where it says Algiers, like by 1 o'clock. That's interesting. No machete chips here.
Well, the machete chip is the most important part of a Patek worldtimer.
Yeah, that gives it extra value. Look at this. Have you noticed? I noticed something interesting. All these like these guys are doing this like Instagram. Oh, you see this on Instagram now. These dealers, these watch dealers, they're doing this type of photo of basically somebody with I don't know, whatever. They're sticking their hand in the pocket. So I guess to show you that how it could be worn very casually, how a watch could wear with I don't know, whatever the hell you're wearing. Kind of interesting that's the whole marketing thing. Like, it makes it look more what is it? Accessible? Like relatable? Is it relatable? Right? Relatable.
Yeah, so that totally makes sense because for the new generation of watch enthusiasts coming into the market, if they're going to get into dress watches, they're thinking, oh well, like I don't really wear a suit, how am I going to get into a dress watch? And then you have something like this, just like no, you can just you don't necessarily have to wear a suit to have a dress watch. So no, it's a good marketing gimmick.
Yeah, no, very clever. Okay, let's see. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. By the way, did you see today's email? We had the oh, that's right. Anybody who gets our email that would have known we featured a very rare Patek Philippe travel time. So it was the an Ellipse travel time, which is like I never even heard of it before. I never heard of it until I saw this picture. I was like, wait, I get the same watch. So why was this guy calling it rare? Oh, yeah, it had little diamonds, and I realized, oh, it's a travel. Oh, it's got an extra hand. I was like, wow. So apparently, so the story is that extra movements left over of these. Wasn't no from this or no? I think it was from this, from the World Time. Was it from the World Time? What basically had extra movements left over. And some guy was visiting and said, "Hey, can we stick it into an Ellipse because that was the hot thing back in the '70s, early '70s?" And there it is. And they made only a handful of examples. So we got Daniel Roth, pink '90s pink dial with gold. What a nice combination. Perpetual calendar. Daniel Roth is very hot right now. It's heating up, we should say. Heating up. It's boiling. It's not like, but it's definitely, it's heating up. It's boiling point. 30 grand. I mean, let's see if you can get this for 35 grand. For Perpetual calendar by, again, very, rare watch. Very attractive watch. I just like, again, I'm a fan of the dials, sub dials, not this window stuff, but I'd love to have a reason to buy one.
What do you think about the case design, like the shape of it?
No, I think it's interesting. I mean, look, because you know what it is? It's very different. It's a one-off. It's a one-off. How often do you see something like this, right? It's not square. It's not, oval. It's not round. It has a little bit of that, octagonal thing, which I think is good. And by the way, also, you got two dials in the shape of an 8. So this is very auspicious. It's like the Jacques Rose, It's very auspicious. I think these are going to have good long-term. Look at these vertical stripes. It's really well thought out. It doesn't look old-fashioned, It doesn't look fussy. Yeah. Number 12. How many did they make? Can't be that many. Okay. Okay, let's read this. Roth's Perpetual calendar was originally conceived with Philippe Dufour, whose workshops are only a stone throw. The goal was to create the world's first instantaneous perpetual calendar, whereby all the calendar functions would jump to the next increment at the same time. Oh, okay. However, due to the weight of the day and month discs, the movement would require too much energy. Technically, retain the more classical semi-instantaneous system of the watch. Yeah. Yeah, very easy to read. I've never seen anything like this. I mean, with the date, with the windows like that, the whole. I mean, just that design. It's you got to give the guy credit. There's nothing else like it out there. I think that's what makes it so powerful. I never really paid attention to Daniel Roth up until I don't know, maybe 6-9 months ago. I thought they were kind of old fashioned or whatever. But the more I look at it, I was like, you know what? There's something to this guy. Yeah. Well, your thoughts? Would you trade in your Breguets for this? You got 2 Breguets. You could probably trade in 2 Breguets and get one of these.
I prefer to have my Breguets, but that is it's a good looking watch. It's I think the way that they did the 2 dials, it kind of just it goes with the aesthetics of the design of the case. So yeah, this is a well thought out watch.
Yeah. I'm surprised. Wait, if you could do an even trade, you wouldn't trade the 2 Breguets for this watch?
No, I really like my Breguets.
Wow, you're a true believer. Wow. But he's the guy. He's the Breguet guy.
Okay, so I never really liked his designs.
You don't like it. Okay, you don't like. Okay. You really? Wait. You didn't like you? You don't like the classical designs?
I didn't like the designs that he did for his era. I mean, for his era, he did. Okay, so they were good in the time when they were available, but I just don't I don't think they hold up today.
Okay.
It's because it has to do with the date windows. That's what I don't like about the date windows that he did. They were just I don't know. I just think they're ugly.
Okay. Fair enough. Greubel Forsey. We got to see this video. Okay, so you notice in the last photo, the guy's wearing it without a suit, just a sweater, and so it's very casual. You can wear this casually. 43 millimeters. Not that, it's not that big actually. For the photo, it's not that big. I mean, it's not that big. Oh. 62 out of 100. I mean, you're getting a lot of bang for the buck here. If it's like $100 grand or something. Wow. We'll just bring the FP Journe. Whatever. I don't care about FP Journe, but whatever. It's like it's a dual time with the Konama resonance. So this was some what do they have? They have anything to show us here? Let me see. Let's take a look. We got it. All right, another sweater guy. This is early. Well, this is good. This is what 452,000 to 905,000. Interesting. People are really getting into this FP Journe. It's like a mania.
Yeah, well, they are, they're good-looking watches. They make good-looking movements, and production is like it's super small.
Yeah. No, it's okay. All right, so we got an AP. This okay. You get this jumping. The jumping. It's a minute repeater. Jumping minute repeater. Sadly, we don't have any video. I'd love to hear how this sounds. It's a platinum with emeralds. You know, this could be like a great value if you like the look. I mean, this might go cheap. Like, emeralds, mother of pearl dial. Yeah, so 28 to 56,000. This actually might sell cheap because it's kind of weird. You know, it's on you. It's very kind of, I don't know, where does it? It doesn't fit into any. You can't really fit it into any category.
Yeah, it's just like it's just weird. It's just like weird jump hour.
Yeah, this is basically, look, a lot of these watches are basically for somebody. So, hey, they're a big collector, and they want to have something completely different. They don't want to run into another tomato can who's got the same watch. It's like, the problem I have, like the Rolex, with the King Tut, is that it's really embarrassing when you see another guy wearing the watch. I know, it's just. It's just weird. I don't. Maybe some people like that. They want to feel like they're part of a group. No, I find it like very off-putting or something. Is that the right word? Off-putting. I don't want to see. I don't want to see a person wearing the same watch. It's kind of like it's very. It makes me feel like a peasant. I mean, I know they made like 50 million of that watch.
Yeah.
I just don't want it to be in my face. I mean, the watch is such a victim of its own success because actually it's a beautiful watch, right? The blue, the gold, it's really beautiful. But it's a victim of its own success. For some reason, it attracts all the wrong people. I mean, really, like every used car salesman, like scumbag, wears that watch. So it's okay. The 5140. A lot of these are actually pretty cheap, but I think some dealers are trying to hype this up as this is like a good value. It actually is a great value. 33. You can probably get this for like 40 grand, not even 40 grand for a perpetual calendar. Beautiful. 3940, the London edition with a pink dial. I hate these hands. Okay. I think Richard Mille, like some of these early Richard Milles, not early, but like this is not super early, but I think we're getting to a point where these are kind of becoming interesting. Like they might be they might be a good value.
Okay, so why do you say that? And then because I'm thinking they're just gonna be another, Alan Silberstein or or a Frank Mueller. They'll be around, and there will be people interested in the brand, but they just won't be, I guess, as in demand, right? Because this is like it's a hype brand.
Yeah, it is. It is. But you know what? It's one of these things where it's a hype brand. I would say it's kind of historically. They might be actually they're going to be considered, I think, historically important for whatever different innovations, this or that. And there's a lot of money into it. I don't think they're going to go away like a Frank Mueller. And there's going to be some sort of nostalgia for these, but people are going to they're going to seek out kind of, more wearable or more subtle versions or whatever. And this is actually pretty interesting. I mean, and this is actually kind of wearable. This size, I think, is probably, it's a little more. It looks a little more classical than some of the ones we see today, the tonneau shape. I mean, again, I'm not the buyer for it, but I can see that, somebody who's a real collector who really, look, I think there's people out there who collect watches more of as a collector, like, they want to build like I don't know, let's call it a thematic collection or an encyclopedic collection or whatever. There may be a theme to it or something, right? And, they want to have whatever X, whatever. And this kind of fits into that theme, maybe. I don't know. It's definitely worth keeping an eye on. I mean, again, maybe the prices will get cheap enough. What if a price drops to $25,000 at that point? Right? It's not far off.
Yeah.
Let's say it's 40, 50, it could drop to $25,000 in a couple of years. And then at that point, it might become like, wow, it's interesting. I don't know. It's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Moving along. By the way, let me know if you see anything interesting here. No Breguets. I'm shocked. We don't see any Breguets.
Oh, let's look at the Donald Duck Gerald Genta.
Yeah, one of these actually I think did pretty well at an auction. Was it in Hong Kong, right? The Donald Duck.
Yeah. So this is what I like about the Disney Gerald Gentas, right? The ones with the jump hour, and then the retrograde, I guess the retrograde minutes. Like all the designs, they kind of just like, it's like this fun kind of cartoon thing, but the design makes sense.
Yeah, no, it's cool.
It's like, yeah.
So basically, you know what I like about it. You have this kind of mix where, you get this really cool coin edge thing, this Breguet type of look, which I love this, and it looks kind of modern at the same time. Look at this. I mean, it has a lot of like modern and classical elements, and you got this whimsical thing with Donald Duck. But the thing is, the golf thing, it goes, keeps going and going, I guess until 60, and then he hits, it hits to 0, and the number change, right? It's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to have a Donald Duck on your wrist, you're getting a lot of, you're getting a lot for your money actually here. I'd like if it was gold, white gold. This is steel. Interesting. 11 to 22,000. Okay. We got a Harry Winston. Crazy. This is a platinum watch. 3D satellite hour display. What does it look like flat? Wow. It's really like far out. Far out looking. It's like an oar work. Baumgartner? Who is this guy? Baumgartner. Is he part of MB&F? No. Who's Baumgartner? Is who? Oar work. Is he oar work? I don't know. I can't keep. Okay, so here we go. Oh, so the Opus. Harry Winston. They had Max Buser from MB&F. They got this guy. FP Journe. What? There's a lot of wow. Oh, yes. He's the oar work guy. Crazy. Yeah, you've seen this kind of design in the oar work, right? Yeah. You gotta really give a lot of respect to Harry Winston, which is technically it's a kind of a traditional company, and that they did these really crazy watches, a high horology. The guy Bill Sanders, the Illuminati guy, he always talks about how great Harry Winston is. Like some of these watches where they brought in these high horology guys. And I agree, actually. I mean, if you can wear the watch, it's great. This is a 50 millimeter watch. You know how big that is?
Yeah, I had a very briefly. I had a 44 millimeter, and I was like, no, this is just it's just way too much.
What was it?
It was an Alpina. It was a pilot's watch.
Oh, okay. Alpina's like actually a serious company.
Yeah, yeah. It's for an entry level watch. For an entry level Swiss watch, they do a good
Craig,
job.
we got to keep things politically correct. Craig, Bubba Watson. Let's see here. We got. Let's see here. Yeah, no, this is a crazy, crazy design. You know, if it was cheap enough, if it was like 10 grand, I would buy it just because it's It's a historical piece. It's basically like it's something which you want to have just as a because you're interested in watches or whatever. I mean, or again, everything is it's all relative, right? It's relative. My 10 grand is somebody else's 50 grand, right? It's like somebody's, hey, 50 grand is nothing. Although I don't know, 10 grand, no, but you're getting a lot for 10 grand. You're getting a lot of bang for the buck here.
Okay, but just in general, right? In general, how do you feel about watches coming from these brands like Harry Winston, which I think of them as a jewelry company, and then you've got there's a big push now for the LV watches, which the Tempur, the new Tempur looks okay.
Well, that's what Bill Sanders. That's his point. Which he really did a bunch of videos on this, and his whole point is that it's an arbitrage opportunity, because you have this jewelry brand, which, by the way, Harry Winston is known for. They're not like Tiffany. Harry Winston is the original, like really ultra high end, ultra exclusive jewelry. It's not Tiffany. Tiffany's. It's sort of like Harry Winston is like Patek, and Tiffany's like Rolex. It's kind of that's the ranking. And then they bring in these really, because you would think that they would team up with somebody more traditional. That would be the most logical thing, that they would go with somebody more traditional. But no, they went with these very, again, the MB&F guy, the Urwerk guy. That's like a big risk. It's a big risk. You got to appreciate that. Let's see. Okay. Okay, I'm not really pulling up any modern watches, but I just love this watch. Like, just the tourbillon thing looks so perfect here.
Yeah.
Blue dollar or whatever. Oh, 50 pieces? That's what? This is titanium and platinum. 50 pieces. 130. Okay, so this is not it's not cheap. Yeah, no, it's just stunning. No, again, AP is just really just doing such an amazing job. A rare sea dweller, made for the Italian Police Divers Corp. Oh, interesting. Wow. Okay, like you got Polipetto Sommazzatori. Wow. Interesting. Okay. There was some cop who was diving. Now you got a watch, and now you can sell this thing for 150 grand. That's not a bad retirement thing. 100 grand still goes a long way in Italy.
Yeah, it's part of his pension.
No. Okay, just pull this up real quick, just for Let's take a look here. We got a rainbow, a 1984 rainbow. I had no idea they were doing this back then. I had no idea. No idea. I mean, this would be, what? If you put this on a strap, it would be actually pretty wearable. Oh, wait. Hold on a second. Wait. Hold on a second. Wait. This is a Datejust. It's not a. I also no. This is a Datejust. Wow, this has got to be. Wait, this has got to be. I don't even know how rare this crazy.
Wait, does it say is it factory? That's factory.
I'm assuming it is. Hold on. Yeah, we're assuming it is. We're assuming it's factory. Yeah, it's factory, or they would have said it. I've never seen this. I never knew they made this back in the day. On a Datejust, no less.
Yeah, I find that surprising as well.
Price is cheap. I mean, if this is what it is, that's an incredible price.
Yeah, and especially back then, like all those gems, they're real. They're not like lab grown, because that technology didn't come in probably maybe over the last 10 years or so. So someone had to like source all those gems and be like, all right, you got to find the perfect color to do that rainbow. So
I think they only do diamonds in the lab. I don't think they're doing other stuff. I think just diamonds right now. But no, but for Datejust, it's very, usually it's very rare that they did like even gold ones. It's one of those. Yeah. Wow. This actually might be. This might get some crazy price. I would say this is a watch worth keeping an eye on. If it goes, I mean, this is. I think at under 40 grand, it's a steal. I mean, compared to some of the stone dial, like the malachite or tiger eye dial, Datejust, I think those are like, how much are those? Like, if I'm not mistaken, they're like 25. They're not cheap. And this is getting something historically interesting. Okay, we got one of these weird Vacherons. We saw these before in the Hong Kong sales, right? Something similar with some Takamimi Trells, Magellan.
Well, the ones that we saw had the two retrograde arms that look like a
whoa! They give you a magnifying glass as part of the deal. Wow, that's a nice little package.
Yeah.
$22,000, low estimate. Okay, and what was this about? So this was retrograph compass. So it's basically just a retrograde watch. That's it.
Is it? No. I don't think it's a. Does it say retrograde? Because I don't think it's a retrograde. Because I think for this one, how it works is you see that 10, that is the hour, and then so it moves along, and then so you read the minute by where the hour hand is.
I wish they did a video, because I can't visualize it. So yeah, the minute.
Yeah. So, okay. So the large 10, that's the hour. So it just moves from, I guess, from right to left, and then as it moves, because you see, like, all right, so right now it's about like 10. It's almost 10
when it goes to 60, another number. Oh, okay, another. Oh, I see. Another number comes down or something.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Yeah, that is interesting. I don't like this design. I mean, this like little painting. It's kind of hokey. It's an interesting complication, though.
Yeah, totally.
Okay, we got a Cartier Crash. Wow, it looks, what a great combination. White, gold, pink. This is a modern watch, right? 2022. 45 to 90,000. Wow. I mean, this is stunning. This kind of look. Interesting. Moving along. Let's see here. We got 109. Okay, so by the way, stop me if you see anything that I'm going to 130.
Can we go up? Can we go up a little bit?
Yep.
Let's look at 117.
Okay. Triple calendar chronograph. Okay, tell me about the watch.
Yeah, no, I just thought that this was a go. I was like, this is just the way that they did the dial layout. It just doesn't. Well, this is nothing like the modern Rolexes. So it's just not something I've seen before. So I just thought it was just worth taking a look at. And especially like look at the estimates for the pricing it's pretty hefty estimates.
Yeah, no, it's interesting. These triple calendars, it's kind of like there's a bunch of guys doing this, right? Like Universal Geneva, a couple of others. But the Rolex, they did better one. Oh no, it's a chronograph, so I guess you take that into consideration. But I like some of their other triple calendar. What's the one? I think they call it the Stelline, which is like really cool. This is the thing is, it doesn't scream Rolex to me. That's what it is. It's kind of like, it just doesn't. I mean, it is you're basically getting kind of like a Daytona. You're getting a Daytona and a Sky Dweller in one. Basically, that's what this is.
Yeah,
it's a mashup.
So, yeah, and then I'm also wondering, I wonder why Rolex doesn't do watches like this today.
I don't know. I don't understand it, because this, I don't get it, because they did so many great watches.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't they do it today? I mean, it's like, they had. It's not like they don't have demand. People go crazy for this type of stuff.
Yeah.
And it's actually useful. Like, I mean, how many? The thing is this. What I want to say is, like, how many? All they're known for is the basic models that everybody, like the basic, the Submariner, the this, the that, the day, the day, the GMT. Okay, enough. Let's do something new. I mean, come on. Why did they go like, when this is like one of these things that we're a civilization. All of a sudden they go from, they're doing great things, and all of a sudden they go into like a dark age for 1,000 years or something. Like, what happened? What the hell happened? Like, these guys were like doing all this great stuff, and then now they're just doing these basic bitch watches like this.
Yeah. So the only thing I can think of is that it's something like, if they were to do that, it would take too much time, and then it would just hurt their numbers in terms of volume and probably profitability. Like doing a watch like that, it requires too much like labor hours to do the movement.
Oh, okay. So basically, you're saying that these guys just want, they just want to make as much. They're very Swiss. They want to make the most money for doing the least. But they're very efficient.
Yeah, I mean, so basically, when you look at Rolex watches, that's kind of what that is. They don't really do these super high end complications.
So basically, they're going to have a big margin. Why should they? Why should they break a sweat when they got tomato cans lining up? For yacht masters, right?
Yeah.
When they could do something great, but you know what? On that, they're only going to make a much smaller profit margin. The yacht master, you can get one of these yacht masters. Probably, I don't know, they're probably like 12 grand now. I mean, they dropped in price. They dropped back down in price. If I were to buy one, like, and again, when I bought the chocolate yacht master, I just like that color combination. The smart move really is to buy the blue dial, the steel one, because I think that one is going to be more. What's the word? It's more of a classic look. I just happen to like the chocolate. Whatever, it just works for me. But the blue is the way to go.
Could
Okay,
we
so
also look at the Cartier that was on the same row?
hold on, I just want to
It
bring
might have
this
been
up.
like 115 or something.
Okay, I just want to see, this is the date too. This is like this monstrosity, one of the ugliest watches. I remember when these came out, I was like, wow, these guys have really lost. They really. So this is 41 millimeter, and they're just so like disproportionate and ugly. But there's like a couple of guys who really like this watch, like like a lot of some of these tomato cans in Miami, like Watch Eric and that other tomato can. What's his name? Opus in time. The guy who stole all my stuff, like Kino and Crayon Eater.
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy. I mean, listen. All you need to know about Opus in time is that he loves this watch. He loves the date 2. I mean, that's all you got to know about this guy. He's got like no taste. I mean, all his watches are basically kind of like hype watch. Like this guy is like he knows the price of everything, the value of nothing. This tomato can. This guy is eating crayons. He's eating Palmolive. I mean, all he has is basically just the usual suspects. He's got the usual hype stuff, and shitter watches like this, which was I think at like for about 3 minutes, this was like a hype watch. This is like a disgusting watch, just like that Yachtmaster 2, which thank God they discontinued. What a disaster this watch is. Oof.
All right.
Imagine,
would you rather have that this Rolex or the Yachtmaster 2? If you had to own one.
If I was forced, I would wear this. If I was forced, I'd wear this. If I was forced. Okay, you want to point out Cartier? This?
The Cartier. Yeah, I just think, just looking at it right now, that's just an interesting looking case for the Cartier. This is I like this case. I no, it's only like 4.5 to 9.
$5,000. I mean, yeah, this is based like a 5,000. I mean, this is really like this should be like a $3,000 watch. I mean, there's nothing. It's like a basic Cartier, just got different case.
Yeah, it's just the case I haven't seen before on a Cartier.
I think this is a woman's watch.
Just for the size now, like a 26 by 33.
Yeah, this is a woman's watch. Oh yeah, it's a thin strap. I'm just sick of Cartier,
Yeah.
I'm sick of the hype.
Let's take a look at the box. 121.
What's in the box?
What's up with the box?
Okay. A rare and attractive wooden presentation box made for the Nautilus. It's just a box for Nautilus. Oh, I think it's for dealers. Oh, it's like a dealer's box, basically.
5.5 to 11 for a box.
No, there wasn't. No, this was for a guy. No, this was made for one guy. Look at this. Made upon special order for a client wishing to store his or her watches inside an unusual, luxurious manner. Okay. Wow. I thought this was like a dealer's box to show. No. Yeah, Patek box is actually, a Patek box, like a basic Patek box, which is, basically it's a tomato can box. Yeah, it's worth about $1,000, $1,500.
Oh yeah, I believe that. The Breguet boxes I heard are like they're worth around 400.
I think the Breguet boxes are nicer, but I mean, still, it's like these things are, I don't even, the thing with these boxes, frankly, is I think they're a waste in terms of, I would much rather these people did not make these boxes, because now, all of a sudden, when you buy the watch, you gotta keep the box. You got to keep these boxes because that's what the crayon eaters want, right? Yeah. And all of a sudden, let's say you have 10 modern watches. That's a closet. Okay, yeah. I mean, if you're living in, let's say you're living in Manhattan, you're living in Tokyo. Real estate is expensive, so now all of a sudden, You're basically you're paying money to store boxes, empty boxes. There's no purpose for those boxes. No purpose. The only time you use that box, it's basically like for 2 minutes. That watch, I mean, literally, when you open the box, oh, it's nice. Okay, that's it. You don't care about it anymore.
No, you care about it when you want to sell the watch.
It's like a prom dress, to put it in. The box has no purpose. They really should stop doing it. I hope Greta Thunberg starts going after the watch companies at the next Davos meeting. That would be great if she goes after the watch companies and says, "How dare you? How dare you?"
That's right.
Make these boxes, which are actually, they really are not. Seriously, they're not. What's the earth friendly and all that bullshit? They're really not. That's like, because you got to cut down tree, all this bullshit, paper, and the thing is, they take up space. Yeah. There's no point for these boxes. I'm actually complete. And again, I don't give a shit about this earth friendly stuff. I really don't like this. Like all of a sudden, everybody's using the environment as a way to like cut costs, right? Like all the auction houses, they used to make print catalogs for every auction in the U.S., like Christie's, Sotheby's, and now all of a sudden they're not doing it anymore. They're saying, "Oh, we're being earth friendly. People don't keep." No, I love the catalogs. The catalogs are great. They're historically important. I don't want to look at stuff on a computer. Greta Thunberg, really, Greta, if you're watching, I know you're watching, please tell the people. I mean, this, by the way, that would be the easiest. That would be like the easiest thing to do, is because for these Swiss companies, you know how cheap the Swiss are. They would love to have an excuse not to make boxes, and what better excuse than, hey, we're environmentally friendly, and they are actually. The Swiss are very environmentally conscious. They really are. Yeah, I'm surprised they're still doing these boxes. They didn't come up with some like thing about making like a box out of like egg carton material, some like eco recycling, something which is going to disintegrate or whatever,
Okay, but it's also part of the marketing, though. It's like, all right, so you're going to drop, somewhere between 10 and 10,000 and up on a box, on a watch, and you're going to get something. It's like a little cardboard thing. I mean, you're expecting like something a little bit more, especially if you're buying like a Patek.
No, but they used to do. If you look at things back in the day, back in the even up until the 80s, it was the watch came in a simple, like a little flat, like I remember like Patek had a thing they called the coffin box. It basically was just a little flip open thing which the watch fit into, on the bracelet, full length, and it was like satin line. By the way, the material they had back in the day was better. It was like a satin or something. It looked great. And by the way, you know what's good about that? If you're giving somebody a gift, right? If you're giving somebody a gift, I mean, I think it's better just give them the thing. You could put it in your pocket, and you give it to them, surprise them. You give it to them as a gift, whatever. Who needs like these? There's no point. There is no point to these giant boxes. Like I have this. I got a couple of these giant boxes. They're just taking up space. They're taking up space. Greta Thunberg, she really does need to do some, because they got to go back to making those like small, like little flip open things which are elegant. I don't know why they stopped doing it. Okay, so this is interesting. We got a Tridor. What do you think of the Tridor?
That is interesting. I've never seen that on a Rolex before. So they've got diamonds for the chapter ring.
No, the bracelet. Look at the bracelet. You're familiar with the Tridor? The Tridor bracelet?
No, I am not. Okay, so it looks like down the center link, it's just like a streak of maybe stainless.
No. It's all gold, but they use different alloys to basically create the different colors. I think. I mean, because you got look at this. You got rose gold. You got a blue. Which how do they make blue gold? I think they use a little bit of aluminum. I heard some sort of aluminum. Basically, they're doing stuff with the blending in different golds to create. I mean, that was the whole thing with the Tridor. This was in the 80s. I think I remember seeing those ads. I remember when this came out. I was like, wow, this is so cool. When I grow up, I want to have a Tridor. I mean, not the diamond doll, but the Tridor was like a cool thing. In its day, this was like it was cool. So look at this. In this auction, they got 3 Tridors. That's why I'm bringing it up. They got like 3 different colors. Multiple combinations. So you got this like special diamond doll. And who's that guy? Uzi. He's very into these like date special. What do they call? What's the name of this doll? What do they call this special diamond doll where it goes around? Crown doll or something like that. It's called something or other. He's got a special name. Uzi, if you're watching, jump on. Finally, we could use you for something. I mean, no, he actually knows this is his thing. He actually could talk about it. Look at this. So one of these is in sapphires, right? On the hour markers. One is sapphires. I guess the guy bought them and never wore them. It's probably the same guy. Like, it's the same guy. He bought all of them, and I guess as an investment or something, right? They were never worn. 1984 is when this came out. Wow, the 80s. This is diamonds. We sold a sapphire. There's 4 of them in the auction. You got rubies, right? All the same guy. You don't think it's 4 different people, do you?
No, it's got to be the same guy.
Same guy.
Yeah.
Is this emeralds? Are these emeralds?
What's going on with the case back? Is that just like the sticker that they never got removed and it just turned a weird color?
Yeah, I guess it's no, that's the original sticker. That's the sticker that these things had. The model number reference. Let's take a look at the sticker. See, it had like a little, I think, almost like a hologram thing where it said Rolex, 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 right? Going horizontally. Wow. I mean, this thing is like a time warp. I wonder if they have the papers.
It must have the box and papers. I mean, for something to be in this edition.
No.
It says no.
They would probably mention. They would probably show it to you. No, they would show it to you.
Yeah. No, this is insane. Like, these watches were like never worn.
Yeah, that's right. It's probably a Japanese guy. He doesn't have a lot of space. I mean, and he bought the watches. He put them into like, I don't know, maybe a safe deposit box, and threw out. Nobody cared about the box papers back. I mean, again, the box. I mean, maybe the paper or whatever, but they don't. What paper does Rolex really have? It's just like a little. It's not anything important. Look, it's not like the Patek, certificate of origin. No, it's not a. It's just like, Patek was. I mean, Rolex was always like a basic company. Okay, this is a classic. We got a blue chip over here. We got a blue chip, a real blue chip. Hang on, I'm going to put this up on the screen. Baron, keep the peasants busy. I got to get a drink.
Okay. All right. So this one is a. It looks like, I would say, it has a modern look to it, but at the same time, it also looks like an earlier design of something that we see today. It's the font that they use for the numbering is interesting. Yeah, it just really captures the eye. I think they did a good job with the the numbering. It's almost like it's like a cartoonish kind of numbering. So it just makes it fun.
Keep going, keep going. I'm almost
Yeah,
back. Okay.
yeah. Okay.
It's not like I should do what Oisin O'Malley does. He keeps a whole the liquor bottle under his desk. He keeps pouring. The guy, he keeps the liquor bottle. He keeps the night train or whatever cheap liquor he's drinking under his desk, and it keeps pouring. It's interesting. Somebody, I saw this thing. That guy Curly was pointing at. He pours it under the desk so you don't see the bottle because it's like a cheap liquor. It's not. If it was something like expensive, like a scotch or something, he would, he would show it off, right? Because he thinks like he's like a Mr. Sophistication. But he can't go through a live stream without like having half a bottle of liquor.
Oh, so what you're saying is like he can't even bother to pour the cheap liquor into a decanter.
You know what? Now that you said no, he's not a decanter guy. If he was smart, what he would do is he'd buy an empty bottle of Louis XIII, cognac, and just fill it up with whatever, something, whatever Ripple, whatever cheap booze he drinks, and he'd have that right on his desk, and then people would, this guy's a baller. He's a baller.
Yeah. No, but it can't be a bottle of Louis XIII though, because it's too pricey, and you're not going to be like, all right, this guy's drinking that like every stream, it's got to be something that's like that's pricey but not too pricey.
I can imagine that's the type of guy he would do that or something, or he'd have a whole set. He'd have a whole set of basically buy like every expensive liquor, empty bottles. And just have like, sitting in the background. Like what is it with all these watch channels? They create this whole set with liquor bottles and little tchotchkes in the back, like I don't know, stupid shit. And the whiskey. I don't know, what is that all about? Is that like, are these guys drinking during the day, or they can't go? Yeah. Or what is that all like? What is that to like?
No. It's like it's every one of these like watch live streamers. They have their thing, It's like like that guy that drinks the coffee while he wears his Explorer 1.
Okay, but but why? No, but why? No. Okay, so here's the thing, right? So coffee, I get. Okay, coffee. Okay. Oh, you drink coffee. Wow, that's like so. You're such a hipster. You drink coffee. Wow. Okay, but liquor. Here's the thing with liquor. That's a little more controversial in a way because, you can drink coffee all day. I mean, you're gonna be okay. But I think it's looked down upon to drink during the daytime, even in America for sure. Like it's kind of looked down upon to even have a drink during lunch. Like wine, I'm talking about, right? So, America is a very puritanical country to begin with, but also, like, what does it tell? I mean, like, why do I need to know that you're drinking whatever liquor or whiskey? Like, are you an alcoholic? Are you? I don't know. Like, what is it like? You have to have a display. I don't know. Like, is that a thing? Maybe I don't get it. By the way, I have nothing against drinking. I mean, I'm like, oh shit, I'm having a drink of no, actually, I'm having I had what was I had the you know what I had? I just bought was it Woodford Reserve, the bourbon Woodford Reserve?
Yes.
It's pretty good. I mean, it's pretty good. It's I like I actually bought the rye, which I've never had. I was just curious. So Woodford Reserve rye, which is pretty good. Actually, it's very good. But there is one. What the hell is it? There's one. But the Woodford Reserve here is like $35 a bottle, and there's one Woodford Reserve, and there's one. What the hell is it? There's another one that's like $24 a bottle, which is much better. What is it called? It's called shit. Hang on a second. Let me go take a look. Hang on. Keep the peasants busy for a second.
All right, let's read some comments. All right. Forbin Colossus. It's not the cough that carries you off. It's the coffin they carry you off in. That's a good one. All right, and then we've got a little coffee emoji. Wood-fired reserve. All right, we've got 8 people in the chat. So if anybody wants to have any post any comments, I will read them off.
It's 800. It's 800. It's not 8. It's 800. Buffalo Trace.
Yeah, that is it's a popular brand.
Hold on a second. So how is Buffalo Trace, which is the Buffalo Trace here is like $24. Why is it cheaper than a lot of other? But like I'm not really like a super what is it like? I don't have a palette where I can tell like some difference with between I don't know. I've never had a really expensive bourbon like just like I don't know the idea. I've never had one which I think the most expensive bourbon I had was maybe I don't know $60 a bottle or something. I don't know. Because I know, like, here's the thing. I know, actually, no, I had something more expensive. I had something which was actually pretty pricey. I didn't buy it. It was actually, somebody gave me a taste. And it was very good. But, the thing is, because it's got a lot of alcohol, high proof, and you lose the taste after, like, 30 seconds or so.
Yeah, because it burns, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the alcohol kind of numbs your thing. So, but I know the Buffalo Trace, to me, is a great bourbon. $24. It's probably the best bang for the buck. I think there was another one though, which I like, which is called, I think it was called Eagle Rare or something, and you can never find it now. All this bourbon bullshit. Oh, we should get that guy on here. What's the guy? The bourbon. What do they call the bourbon reaper? The whiskey reaper. The whiskey reaper. He'd have good comments. Okay, so we got here. This is the blue chip of Patek Philippe. I mean, this is like a blue chip investment.
Why do you say that?
Well, look at the price. No, I mean this is like, this is the class. This is their perpetual calendar. This is like their classic design. I mean, look how this is. I mean, look how beautiful this is. It's a timeless design. I mean, it's really timeless.
So this one is an annual. It looks like an annual, right?
No. No, it's a perpetual calendar.
I don't see the window for the leap year. Okay, yeah, I see it does say perpetual, but how they designate, like how they indicate when it's a leap year though? It's got to be somewhere.
How do they do that?
No, I'm looking for the indication on.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Somewhere else.
No idea. How do they do that? I don't know. Okay, look, read the essay. That's what the essay's for. See, if they had a print catalog, you would have read this. It would have come to you. Okay, reference before being replaced by slightly more advanced descendant, the 3540, which features a leap year indication. While the vast majority of 5 days. Okay, so it's so basically, I don't know, how do they do it? I have no idea.
So like when you're setting it, right? Let's say you just bought it, you're setting it. How do you know? Like, it's all right. Let's say it's a leap year. So how do you let the watch know?
Maybe the watch is a genius. Maybe I don't know. Does anybody know? Anybody on the chat? Anybody here know? I don't know. How do they know? That's a great question. That is a great question. Maybe there was maybe they came with a book. Maybe it came with like a little thing of a printout of okay, here's this year, 1973 is the, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. I have no idea, actually. You're asking the wrong guy. I don't know anything about these. This is like, I'm like, and these other guys on live, they don't know. Nobody knows anything. How do they know? It's a great question. But I'm talking from the design standpoint. I mean, look at this. 50 years later, they're copying this for that annual calendar, which looks like this, except with a 24-hour indicator. I don't know why they did away with this. I love seeing that date in. Actually, the one issue I have is I really love subdials, not these windows. But this is such a. Okay, so this is 480, for 450, 440 to 880, 400. So basically 500 grand by the time you're all said and done. Okay, so let's read this. Okay, here's what was interesting about this. Here's what was interesting is this watch was almost never worn.
Just real quick to address the comment by Mr. Snoo Snoo. This watch is not an annual. It's a perpetual. It says perpetual, so we're under the assumption that it was labeled correctly, but there's no indication for the leap year on the dial. That's what we were trying to figure out.
Oh, no idea. I don't know. Hang on a second. Let's see this. They only made 586 pieces. They were in yellow gold. And in white gold, how many did they make? Wow. The owner, an incredibly careful custodian, the owner hardly wore it at all, save for a few special occasions. And none at all since its last service of 2021. Service was exclusively mechanical, without interventions. $4,200 service. Oof. Euros. Oof.
And nothing was changed. It was just like they took it apart, oiled it, and reassembled it.
Probably.
Too. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you see, that's the case. That's the coffin case. I would much rather have that.
Yeah.
It's that elegant.
Yeah.
All the papers fit in there, right? Your little whatever, a little box maybe around it. You got all your whatever, your little manual, your little certificate. And again, think of it. Look, these companies really need to think of the customer. I mean, who has space? I mean, because again, here's the irony. Back in the day, most people, they had one or two watches. That's it. They didn't have a collection. Nobody was collecting watches then, unless they were ultra wealthy. And they had these slim cases. Now people do have it. I mean, it's not unusual. I mean, do you know how many of these tomato cans and crayon eaters have 10 Rolexes? That you see on these chats, on these live chats?
Oh yeah. These
people they all have. I mean, they're so proud of their Rolex Explorer with a full set, with that box and papers for that shitter Rolex Explorer. And they got to keep it. They got to keep it somewhere, right? So you got a whole closet, basically. You need a closet, and this was, again, these cases were very elegant. Look at this, baguette shape, really nice.
Yeah. So I think today, if any of the big brands could get away without having like a proper box, it would probably be Patek. They would just ship it, in that sealed that sealed plastic thing that it comes in, like that inside the cardboard box.
Yeah, no, it's okay. So we got okay. I'm gonna keep rolling here. Let me know if you see anything that pops out. A lot of so they got a bunch of these weird independent brands.
What is that? What's the 160? That's like, it's got a whole lot of nothing on the dial.
Yeah, it's I don't know. It's very advanced. For me. What is this? That's the second hand.
Oh, okay. It's some kind of like regulator, right? No. If that's
Look at the box. Look at the box it comes in. Actually, it's a cool box. At least it's imaginative.
Yeah.
No, we got to get Greta Thunberg involved. So, okay, we got Christian Klings. I never heard of this guy, and this is 180 to 160,000 Swiss. That's big money. Would you rather have this or Breguet?
I would rather have a Breguet. At least people have heard of Breguet, even though this one's going for big money. But it looks like a Breguet. That's the issue. It looks like a Breguet ripoff.
Yeah, no, it's like that other crayon eater, the English guy. Who's the guy? You know the guy. What's his? There's an English guy who does these watches. They're handmade, and they're all crazy about them. They sell for huge money. I did a video about him. What's?
Yeah, I recall. Because you're saying they were gonna like, how did you phrase it? They were basically gonna like, buy their own watch just to try.
Oh yeah, no. The crazy thing is, when you go to his web. Oh, this is actually beautiful and great. Oh, okay, this is nice. Did you notice this?
No, I'm noticing it right now. But still, it's the band that's got the hours on it. It looks too much like a Breguet.
No, that's completely Breguet. Yeah. No, but so I was saying. So this guy, the guy, what's he? I think he worked with George Daniels. What Smith? I think his name is or something. Roger Smith.
Roger Smith. That
sounds familiar. Anyhow, so when you go to his website, the Roger Smith, the first thing you see is all this stuff about auction prices. This one sold for this at auction. This at that auction. Prices. Why are they so? Why is it so important for them? Usually for a watchmaker, that's like one of the last things they want to even talk about is the price, right? Because they all want to basically say, hey, it's about the watch. The money is not even forget the watch could be a $10 million watch. Like Patek doesn't talk about money, right? It's gauche, right? But this guy's English, right? Which is, of course, the English don't talk about money. I mean, they love money. They just don't. It's considered rude to talk about it. First thing you see on his website is what the things are going for. I think he's probably, him or somebody. They're bidding up the price. They're bidding up the things at auction to set records so that makes him like I don't know. It's very suspicious. That's all. All right, we got another one of these modern Breguets. Number 2 of less than 10 made. That's interesting. It's white gold. Anderson Geneva, excuse me. 1998. After working for decades at Patek Philippe, Sven Anderson had the courage to set out on his own in the 1980s in the midst of the quartz crisis to create unique, bespoke timepieces. Okay, we get a good story so far. Mm-hmm. In 1985, with Vincent Calabrese, he co-founded HCI, for which Dual received the present. Made less than 10, 2 production. Okay. Wow. Okay. I mean, this is a great story. I mean, again, it's basically a handmade watch. He's a Patek guy. For 10 grand, this is worth taking a shot. I mean, it's probably, who knows what this is an interesting, this is one of the interesting lots here. I never heard of this guy before. We got Daniel Roth. Wow, look at this beautiful. tourbillon with stripes.
All right, you know what? I think the thing with Daniel Roth watches, they look a lot like kind of the print ads from like I want to say maybe like the 20s and 30s. That's what it reminds me of. Like a print ad for like the circus or something like that.
Oh! You're talking about with the way
Just like
the like scrolling type of scrolling thing or something.
yeah, just like the styling.
Ringling Brothers, Barnum and Bailey. You remember those commercials? No, did they have the circus when you were a kid? I think the circus went out of business. The Ringling Brothers Circus.
Yeah, I went when I was a kid.
I always wanted to go. I never went. Wow, I wish I would have gone. The Ringling Brothers. Yeah, see, they put the circus out of business because apparently, you know, they were saying, oh, it's cruel to the animals or this or that. You know what's really cruel? Making collectors keep giant boxes in their closet. That's cruel.
Yeah.
And that's actually bad for the environment. You know how many baby seals die because of, you know, boxes floating around in the ocean? Some Patek box, some plastic box that got discarded. It ends up, you know. I give this a 10 out of 10. That's what 10. This is beautiful. 56 to 130. That's a lot of money. 1990. Okay. You got some other more weird watches, FP Journe, whatever. Okay. Hey, this is like the watch that crazy Kirby would wear. She's probably going to bid for this.
Maybe.
Oh, it's a full set. Look at this. You're getting a ring and earrings.
You should send her this as a message on Instagram.
You know what? Hang on. I'm going to do that right now. Actually, hang on. Let me see. I'm going to do this right now. Hang on.
Oh, wait. So is her Instagram handle thing Crazy Kirby, or are you just calling her Crazy Kirby?
No, that's her name. That's her name, Crazy Kirby, on Instagram. That's her Instagram name. No, we exchanged some messages. Hang on. I'm going to do this right now. Hang on. Wait, I'm going to do this right now. Okay, there we go. Before I forget. Okay. That's funny. Okay, so yeah, this is look at this. It's cheap. You know what the thing that bothers me about the Patek ladies' watches?
What?
You know what is? I think they were very lazy. You notice they basically take like a set, you know, dial, you know, the thing. Look at this. They just pop it in. They just pop it into like, you know, it's so lazy. It's like they just pop it into like whatever. Like, hey, they make a deal with some like jewelry guy. Say, hey, here's the case. You know, figure something out. You know.
Yeah.
I think that, like the controversial one, the one that went up for at Geneva, same thing. It was the same like square case that we've seen in other watches. But they just put it into that different, you know, and they don't even disguise it. It's like, which is a little bit, you know, I think it takes away from it.
Yeah. Okay. But they're also probably figuring that for the women that are interested in this watch, they don't care what it really looks like on the underside. It just has to look good, you know, on the outside.
No, it's not the other side. No, it's the fact that, you know, it's a set. What I'm saying is it's like this is, you know, if you've seen enough of these watches, of the Patek watches, you know, the Ellipse. This is basically, it's an Ellipse in here, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you've seen enough of these, you're gonna know that they just popped in this dial into the movement right directly. So it's, you know, they should have just done maybe like a more special. They just should just something a little more special. You know, it just looks too. It looks too.
Too much like they just had parts laying around and be like, all right, how can we repurpose this?
Parts. Yeah. Exactly, like parts laying around. It's like the chef special, you know, like
yeah, it's whatever they want to get rid of.
Yeah, leftover.
Yeah, it's whatever's going bad. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, they got a Breguet.
I don't like this one. This one looks too much like the case reminds me of a Beauvais.
Oh, yeah. Wow. I hate Beauvais. Oh. And the strap is, yeah, it's really tacky. 1980s. This is like for Eastern Arab. Eastern would be like, what would that be? Like Iraq? No. Who's Eastern? Chaumet. Ooh, interesting. Chaumet. Why would they have Chaumet? Wow. It's a Breguet and a Chaumet. That's kind of interesting historically. What a weird watch. I'm not into this whole brace. The whole thing is very like I don't know. Okay, let's keep going. I mean, there's some heavy hitters. Just I'm not that interested in these. Like they look very whatever. But anything jumps out at you, let me know. More. What? Yeah, a lot of Daniel Roth here.
Yeah, that is surprising.
Harry Winston, number 5 out of 20. Ultra complex white gold and Zalium. See, they're using these crazy metals. Wow. Who made this? It's probably one of the projects undertaken with Greubel Forsey. Okay, there you go.
Yeah, but no, what's even more crazy is that it's a triple tourbillon.
Triple tourbillon. What is a triple tourbillon?
Yeah, like you can't even see it, which is because normally when there's a tourbillon, like they want to show it off.
Wait, triple meaning that you're saying there's 2 other tourbillons?
There's 3. There's 3 tourbillons in there.
Wait, triple tourbillon.
Yeah.
You don't think it refers to? Well, you don't think it refers maybe to a thing that revolves? Is that what it refers to? I don't know. I'm gonna ignoramus. What is a triple tourbillon?
Okay, so I don't know. So when I know there's different designs for the tourbillon, but I'm pretty sure when it says triple tourbillon, it means that there's 3 tourbillons in there.
No, I think it's 1 tourbillon. I think. Okay, to obtain a more than respectable 50-hour power reserve, considering the fact that the 3 rotating cages, I think it's saying that this is. See, we gotta get like a real horologist on here, a real horologist who knows. I think a triple tourbillon refers to the fact that this is like some triple cage bullshit or other. I don't think they have room in here to have 2 other tourbillons. See, we need to have somebody who's on Google who can Google what a triple tourbillon is.
Yeah. You know.
I mean, that's what all these other guys on live streams do. Like that guy Marco, Bobby Google used to call him, because if something like this would come up, he's basically like, real quick. He's typing away in Google, and he gives an answer as if he knows it. He knows this. Oh yeah, the guy knows everything. I mean, he's just very good with Google. Yeah. See, if I was good with Google, I'd be able to tell you this, but I'm not. I'm just telling you. What the fuck do I know?
All right, so Colonel, do you think it would be feasible to reach out to Taliban Beard? Yeah, no, to reach out to Taliban Beard to see if he wants to just pop in for like 20 minutes or something.
Hang on, I'll do it right now.
Reviews.
Hang on. I got his WhatsApp number. Hang on a second. And I'm going to have you say it then. I'm going to record a message. Where is this knucklehead? Oh, I have him in my thing as Marco Taliban. That's my name. He's got a new picture. Oh, look at this. Hang on a second. Shit, I got to take a pic. There's a picture of him now on, hang on a second. There's a picture of him now my thing. I guess he changed it. I've never seen it before. He's wearing a suit. Looks like a peak lapel suit. He's somewhere on the ocean with a blue shirt with a white collar, contrast colors. Like what is this guy, like a penny stockbroker circa 1989? No, actually, no. This would be a penny stockbroker circa 2012. No, what is this all about? Look at this. He must have a new grift going. Hang on a second. I'm gonna put it on record. Are you ready? Say, Marco, we're doing a live stream. Okay, hang on.
No, you want me to say it? I thought you were gonna.
I'm gonna say it, then I'm gonna tell my part, then you say it, so he can. Hey, Marco, it's your friend here, the Watch Reporter. We're doing a live stream, and we got a question about a triple tourbillon, and this is from Harry Winston, triple tourbillon, and we don't have anybody who's good with Google. We don't have a Bobby Google, so maybe you could help us. But hang on a second, let me get the Baron to ask you. Maybe you can help us out. It's again Watch Reporter, in case you forgot. Hey, Baron, tell Marco what you need.
Yeah. So Marco, we're just wondering, when something says it's a triple tourbillon, is that a design of the tourbillon? So it's one tourbillon with a different design, or does that mean it's got 3 tourbillons in the watch? Because it's not apparent from looking at the dial or the see-through case back. Thank you.
Marco, you got that? Get back to me, okay? Allahu Akbar.
Why did you have to do that?
I didn't. I didn't think you heard. I think I stopped it before that because he's a part of the Taliban.
No, but to be fair to him, he actually he cleaned up his beard, so he actually looks like he cleaned up his beard, so it looks pretty good now.
I haven't seen that. I don't know what the guy looks like. Okay, so we got this Acrivia. Wow, what a cool watch. I mean, this is actually a pretty cool watch. Look at this beautiful dial texture. It's like a who loves that FP Journe. But this is much more creative, I think. A little rough. Looks a little rough though, no?
Yeah, but let's see what happens as the design gets more refined in future iterations. But it's an
holy shit! Look at this price.
Yeah, $673 at the high end. I was thinking maybe like.
Wait! Hold on a second. Do you know it comes with a presentation box? That's what it says here. Hand hammer dial and presentation box. There must be some sort of special presentation box. No, but seriously, this is a cool watch. What's so great about this watch? A titanium tourbillon, hand hammer dial presentation. Okay. So.
We've got Forbin Colossus with the answer.
Okay, we got Bobby Google Forbin Colossus. You could jump on Forbin Colossus. Oh, hang on a second. Wait, Forbin Colossus. Wait, we got the invite going out. Bobby Google or Forbin, anybody out there? Uzi. Yeah. Hang on a second. Yeah, Hannah Kirby, whatever her name is. It has 3 cages, each rotating on its own axis. But it's only one tourbillon. Is that right, Forbin? Only one tourbillon, just to be clear. Okay. Yeah, I think that's what it is. Anyway, okay. Rexby, whatever his name is. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, whatever. Listen, this is a crazy watch. Very interesting. I mean, great design. I mean, this is, again, at least it's interesting. At least the guy's doing an interesting case. I mean, it's nothing but groundbreaking, but at least it's, it's not the usual basic case. Rudis, look at these different. Look at these. Have you heard of any of these guys? Rudis Silvia.
No.
Roger Dubuis or Roger Dubious, as he's referred to. Hang on a second. Okay, we got a wood dial. We got a wood dial. Day date. Okay, just basic wood dial. That's all. Just bring it up.
33.9 at the high end.
Yeah, that's. I think they were dreaming. No, this is good. You know, this watch you can get for like 20 grand. All of a sudden, the prices have gone up over the last couple of years. It's in the 20s, and maybe it could be, you know, high 20s. But I mean, it's basically just a day date, and the dial thing is like so ugly. Yeah. Also, if moisture gets in there or something happens, you're basically screwed. I don't know. I'm not a fan of wood. It looks just hokey to me. It's like cheap wood paneling in a basement in the 70s, you know? We got the famous AP Perpetual, but with a different dial.
I think that is a good looking dial.
Yeah, because it looks like a Breguet, right? It's got Breguet vibes. Breguet vibes.
It does. It does have some of that.
And it's a two-tone dial.
Yeah.
Two-tone. Looks good.
Yeah, I like.
I mean, it's a little bit involved.
I like the subdial for the moon phase.
Yeah, actually, you know, this thing could have been better, I think. Oh, I know what you. Oh, I just noticed. I know what you like. It's the stupid Arabic numerals.
No, but not even that. I like the layout. I like how they did the I guess the center dial with the guilloche on it, and they just kind of just I don't
really
know.
Nice.
Yeah, it's got a cohesive look to it.
I think they should have gone full guilloche on the whole thing, maybe, or more. It's like you know, I think they should have done more. I'd like to
more as in like how Patek, you know, they do the hobby.
Yeah, I think
on the case.
I think they should have done like a full Breguet look. I think they should have just ripped off Breguet, and that's it. That's what they should have done. It would have been great. Yeah, it would have been really interesting. 20 to 40, okay. So we got a couple of Langen zones. You know, I'm not a Langen zone fan, but I gotta say this is cool, and this is right up your alley.
It's got a cool dial, but okay. So my issue with most Langen zone watches is that they're too like. I don't like the case it comes in, and it's too thick. Yeah,
no, it's a hockey puck.
Yep.
No, that's my big issue with them. There's no elegance about them. It's sort of like it's like a giant hockey puck on the wrist.
Yeah. But
the whole thing is very, it's just so heavy. Like, you know, the date, that big date. You know, it's just so. Yeah.
But they do have one model. I think it's the Saxonia. I think they call it the Ultra Thin with the Aventurine dial. But it's only a two-hander. But I think that's probably their most beautiful watch, in my opinion, in their current catalog.
This is interesting. This is 100 pieces. It's a limited edition, 100 pieces. Look, if you're going to get a Langen Zone, this is a good one. Oh, and you got the box and set. I wonder if that's a full leather. I wonder if that's leather interior. You think that's real leather?
For the price that they charge, it better be.
Patek uses vinyl. There's another limited edition with the ice blue, but no, but this one is better. Okay, now I think this is gonna be the highlight here. This is the big blue. The big blue. Now, luckily, I actually did my research before this. So this is what's amazing about this watch, right? So when this came out, nobody wanted to buy this blue dial. Can you believe that?
I could see it. It's like, yeah, it's like it's too much gold. I could see that, but no, but the dial itself is beautiful. But for the rest of the watch, I don't know. It's just like
No, but they were selling full gold Daytonas. There was no problem. I mean, they had no problem with full gold Daytonas. For whatever reason, this blue sunburst dial, nobody wanted to buy. Like the John Mayer, the green dial, nobody wanted to buy that. Looking back today, all of a sudden, average. Oh my God, that is the high. Like, how does it go from like? Can you imagine that? How does it go? Look at the catalog. What does it say here? It tells you the whole story. I'm Bobby Google. I read it, so I'm an expert on this. So when these came out, nobody wanted to buy them. So basically, okay, while watches with blue dials have been enjoying immense popularity, it hasn't always been the case, and past market indifferences have become today's market's commercial triumphs. The brand, the company was Rolex doll maker Singer. Regrettably, due to the poor market response, the production of these dolls was halted, resulting in only a limited quantity being made. Despite sharing identical graphics with other dials, the blue dolls were never integrated into the references. Instead, Rolex gifted them to partners, suppliers, and senior management, like LBJ. Like LBJ gifting his Patek, 10 Pateks. Rolex, actually, no. To be fair, it's a much bigger move for LBJ because he had to like reach in his own pocket, and where these guys already had the watches, they were stuck with them. They didn't have to like write a check. They were basically stuck with these dials. Nobody wanted this, and now this is going to could go for big money. I don't know. What do you think it's going to go for? What do the punters think this will go for? 226 to 452 is the estimate. 200. It's minty. This was never worn. I mean, whatever. Maybe got the sticker.
Yeah, this will be a good one to keep track of. I guess this will be an indicator of the demand for Daytonas in the market currently. This is a bellwether. I mean, this is a real. This is actually very interesting because I think this is the most desirable Daytona in this auction, most beautiful Daytona in this auction. I mean, forget about all the Paul Newman bullshit, whatever. There's these tomato can metal watches. I mean, this is a beautiful watch, beautiful dial. Rarity. It's got everything. I mean, it's basically like the Pope's watch, right? Like these were not given to. I mean, these were only given to like VIPs, like senior management. Maybe like you were one of their dial makers or the guy supplying gold to them or something. You have to be somebody big to get this watch. Mm-hmm.
Could be. This could be like a, I don't know, maybe 500 grand? 500 grand this might go for? Why not?
So you think it's going to go over the high estimate?
No, I don't know. I think it's not gonna. I would just say, I'm not an expert on this. Like I don't follow the Daytonas, but just from like what I see with the other stuff, like I would figure, okay, just from a perspective of, let's just say, ratio. Let's look at the ratio. So John Mayer, the green dial, which is production thing. What is that? 70 grand today, roughly 70 grand, 70s at the low end. So this should be, because this is again for the VVVIPs, and again, if you want that colorful dial, I mean, this is a flex piece. Because here's the thing, there's like the flex, the Paul Newmans, the stainless steel, which are very basic. Like you're not going to pick up any strippers with a basic Paul Newman, but with this, wow, they know, there's a beautiful dial.
Yeah.
Right. It's got the bling factor. It's got the exclusivity factor. It's got everything you want. So I think this is easily, 400 grand. Yeah, for sure, 400 grand, 500 grand. Why not? Just for the dial. Because these Rolex people are crazy.
Yeah, I'm also thinking now is a good time to release it because at Watches and Wonders they, I guess they showed off the new, was it the Deep Sea, the gold Deep Sea?
Oh,
So by putting this out now, I guess so they're still riding the Daytona hype plus it's full gold in addition to having the blue dial.
do you think? Wait, actually, I don't know. How is the Deep Sea selling? Like, the people
I have no clue. Like who, like just even the regular Deep Sea, like who's buying that watch? You need like massive, like an oversized wrist for that watch.
Yeah, morons basically buying it because who wants to drag around a giant brick? And I guarantee you, anybody who buys that Deep Sea, none of those people will be, in a body of water deeper than an 8-foot pool.
Yeah.
I mean, this is okay. So this is wow. Is this a red, like a burgundy dial? Did it become like a burgundy? This is crazy. This is Bakelite, right? This is a GM. This is really beautiful. It's got a beautiful vintage vibe. Vintage vibes. 1959. 1959. So this is early. When did the GMTs come out? First released in 1954. Okay, 1954. So this is 5 years in. Oh, this was sold out of Hong Kong. 2016. How much did it go for? I'll tell you what. Let's Bobby Google it. Let's Bobby Google this. Shit. Okay. What did this go for? Sold for 1,750,000 hunkers. I think it was 5 to 1. What was the ratio? What is it? I think it was high. I think the Hong Kong dollar was. It's basically a couple hundred grand. Basically, a couple hundred grand for this watch. I don't know. To me, that's seems like a good value. I mean, for compared to these other. Yeah, the Bakelite dials, very, very, very rare. Brown lacquer dial. So it was a brown lacquer dial. Last batch. Okay, so it's the last batch to be released with this. Radium. It's got radium. The Bakelite bezel intact, hardly any bell. Brown. It looks red, no?
Yeah. It's like a like a burgundy, yeah.
It's like a reddish brown. I love this color and with the gold, the yellow gold. The only thing is those hands. To me, they're just a little bit old fashioned. Those what do you call sword hands or whatever?
Yeah, I like them.
Yeah. I wish they did dolphin hands. That would be like. I think this watch. This is like a blue chip watch. Bakelite GMT.
Yeah, but anybody that buys this watch, they're not wearing it. I mean,
no, you can't wear it because if it cracks, you're done.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I guess you could wear it. You could be just very careful. Look at this! Wow, look at this stunning detail. It's got a little crazing in it. Wow, this is amazing. This is an amazing watch. Really amazing watch. You know, of all these like vintage Rolex, you know, the old vintage era. I mean, this is seems very cheap compared to, you know, again, let's say this goes for like 150 grand. You know, possible, right? 150 grand. I mean, would you rather have this for 150 grand or like some basic bitch, you know, some stainless steel, I don't know, whatever, a Submariner, you know, Submariner, whatever, you know, some stupid Submariner with a story, you know?
Yeah.
I'd much rather have this. This is so it's got such charm. I mean, that's what it has. It's charming. I mean, this is what a vintage watch should be. It should have this warm, charming feel. Wow. All right, moving along. This is one of my favorite watches here. Yeah, this is. By the way, remember this, when we do like a follow-up after the thing, we'll see how it works out.
Lot 211.
There's a couple of them. I mentioned where we got. We got lot 211. We got the big blue, and I think there was another one, but these are like the real interesting ones. Okay, now we got the Stelline. Oh, and also the Patek Perpetual with the unknown mechanism for the
yeah, the Perpetual. Yeah, the leap year.
Okay, so this is one of the classic, you know, old Rolex kind of blue chips. Let's call it the Stelline triple calendar. Why can't they do this now? Right? I mean, I guess they're trying to do this with a Sky Dweller, kind of. But look at this. You got the case we all know, the case we all know and love. The case. That's right. That's what this is. This is the case that all the crayon eaters know and love. And look, it's worn casually. You know, no suit and tie needed. Yeah, it doesn't look that impressive in the photo. It doesn't look that impressive here. You know, in this like real kind of action shot on the wrist. No, it's got a lot of, but if they re-released something like, again, the dolphin hands, I love those. It's got a real kind of old world, old time charm.
It has interesting hour
stars.
Yeah,
it's got the stars. Yeah, the stars. It's like that book, The Little Prince. You know that book? Did you ever read that book when you were a kid? Did anybody read that book too, The Little Prince?
No, I haven't read that.
Okay, so The Little Prince, one of the greatest books ever written. And it's a children's book. It was illustrated by this guy, Paul Euxbury, or Euxbury. I don't even know how to pronounce his name. He was this was I think a World War I guy, and French guy, like from an aristocratic family, legitimately an aristocratic family, not a guy paying $4.95 a month to be a baron, a legitimate aristocratic family, and he was a pilot, and I think he wrote this book, The Little Prince. I mean, what an amazing book! You got to read the book. I mean, it's really it's really for grown-ups. The truth is, I probably should get the book. Grown-ups could read the book. It's an amazing book. It's like a timeless philosophy of life almost. And he's got these illustrations in there that he drew, these illustrations. And tragically, he crashed in the Sahara desert. You know, this is like in the 19. Let me Google this. Let me Bobby Google this. Antoine de Saint-Exupéry. I want to know how to pronounce this guy's name. How do you pronounce this? So amazing book. I remember my mom would read this book to me when I was a little kid. So this is the book. It's about this kid who I forget, he's on a planet or something. I mean, it's an amazing book. So this is it. It sold 140 million copies. Oh yeah, despite its style as a children's book, the Little Prince makes observations about life, adults, human nature. It's basically about human nature. Yeah, okay. Okay, I gotta check. Okay, so so what happened to this guy? He was born in, when was he born? And okay, here we go. Antoine de Exupéry. Okay, so he was born 1900. Oh, this is in World War II. In World War II, he crashed. Successful commercial pilot before World War II, working airmail routes in Europe, Africa, and South America. He joined the French Air Force. He spent 28 months in the U.S. He joined the Free French Air Force in North Africa. Yeah, there we go. Even though he's past the maximum age. Yeah, the guy was in his 40s. Wow. He disappeared and is believed to have died while on a reconnaissance mission from the French island of Corsica. Oh, over the Mediterranean. Okay. Over the Mediterranean. The wreckage of his plane was discovered off the coast of Marseille in 2000. Okay, so it wasn't in the, I thought it was the Sahara. No, it was in the Mediterranean. Wow. Oh, there we go. Born to an aristocratic Catholic family. Could trace several. There you go. A legitimate aristocrat. Wow. All right. Enough about the Little Prince. Yeah, I highly recommend that book. Probably the greatest book. One of the top 3 books I've probably ever read. I forgot the whole thing. I gotta reread it. What an amazing book. It'll make you cry, this book. Yeah, so that's Exupéry. Wow. All right. Let's wrap it up. We got the final watches here. Hang on. What happened here? Wait, where's our thing? What are we looking at here? Share this tab. Okay, back to. Anyway, these little stars, they're very Little Prince. How much is this watch? 136. Let me see. Let me see if there's any on the second. I wonder what these are going for the second anymore. Stelline. Okay, so yeah, there was some. Here we go. Look at this. We got the Hodonkies, the Hoodwinkies as they're called. So here's some examples of the Stelline. More modern versions. The biggest star in all of vintage Rolex. Yeah. A deep dive, my favorite. Christie's. Yeah, look at this. Steel. No, it's got to be in gold. It's got to be in gold. But look, okay, so you got the big, you get the big 3 and the 9. Yeah, it doesn't have the same charm. You got to have the stars. Without the stars, you're basically, wow, diamonds. The black dial is amazing. Yeah. The black dial. This is like the one that what is it? Who's it? The I think that was it the Dalai Lama or the Thai King or somebody had one of these. Black, some sort of perpetual or something. Oh, it's okay. This is interesting. Maybe we'll read this later. Tony Traina. What is this guy doing working for Hodinkee? He should be here at the Watch Reporter, the #1. Okay, so this one sold for $266,000. The pyramid dial. Oh, okay, with the little pyramids here instead of stars. So I guess it's a more rare example. So these examples sold for 467,000. Wow. I don't know. The black, I think the black is the way to go. The black makes it look like the night sky. You know, you got the stars and the night sky.
Mm-hmm.
Shit. Wow. All right. Let's wrap it up. Last few watches. Yeah, last few watches here. Got a Daytona. Who cares? You get this interesting two-tone. Anti-magnetic calendar chronograph. Two-tone. This is a cool two-tone, though. 1948 with the blue. Wow. Baron, what do you think of this?
Yeah, and that dial is in an amazing shape for a watch from 1942.
Yeah. You think it was restored?
It's either that or just, you know, sat in a safety deposit box.
You know, it's interesting. There was I'd like to interview this guy. Who's this guy that wrote about the scam? What's this guy? Perez Scope is his name? PerezScope.com or something. And he talks about this thing. You know, he's very against the a lot of these auctions are not disclosing that, you know, these dolls were restored or this or that. And you know, it's interesting, the parallels with like art, right? Like most old paintings have restoration. I mean, shit, the Mona Lisa has been restored a lot. I mean, most paintings have restoration, right? Like the one thing you don't want is you don't want something added, because that kind of. But I don't know. Look, you know, a lot of these dolls are going to go bad anyway. What's wrong with the restoration? Like again, there's different types of restoration. You don't want to go too far to make something look like it came off the factory, but I don't think there's anything wrong in somebody doing a really professional restoration to bring something, you know, where it looks presentable. You know, I mean, like this watch, I would love. I mean, like if this had a decent restoration,
just to I guess to brighten it up, to get rid of the dark spots. Yeah,
it'd be amazing. Who cares? I mean, listen. What about these collector cars? Right? They're all restored.
Yeah.
And they're very proud of it. They're very proud. Oh yeah, I spent $2 million to restore this whatever the hell they have, right? This Bugatti. I mean, the original Bugatti, the ones from the 30s or whatever, right? Yeah, it's because you want to drive it around. You want to enjoy it. What are you going to drive a rust bucket around? How are you going to pick up hookers in a rust bucket? No, it's got to look sharp. Okay, last watch. Very unusual. It's a cloisonné dial. A Rolex cloisonné dial. This is like a decent looking dial. Looks really nice. 32 millimeter. This is a classic size. Classic. I mean, what was 1953?
And they're asking, they're estimating at the high end $883,000.
That's real money.
Yeah.
You know what? This looks like it reminds me of that. What are they called? The symphony? The symphony one? Hang on a second. Wait. I know they just had one. Wait, what is this? Vintage. The symphony date. Wait. Let me try to look this up. I think there's a symphony date 40 millimeter. All right, it's kind of like that. Wait. Let me see if I can pull this up. Trying to find an image of this. Hang on. Shit. Why can't I get an image of this? Okay, there we go. There it is.
Mm.
It's for the Vienna Philharmonic. Special edition. It's an enamel. Okay, so enamel. Apparently, who has this watch, or who is that guy Nico? He's very into that. That guy Nico, the guy who looks like a gerbil or something, or a hamster.
Nico Leonard.
Yeah, the hamster.
I am not surprised because he's a dealer, so he's a big time dealer, so he's got access to a lot of watches.
No, but he could get whatever he wants. I'm saying this is the watch that he personally owns, he's very into this. For whatever reason.
That's actually surprising because I would not expect him to be into like this specific dial.
It's kind of, listen, the actual, from an abstract, the green is really beautiful. And if somebody's into music or whatever, I could see that they'd have to be into the what is the big one? That's like a cello. It's not a violin, right? It's like a cello. What do you think? Is that a violin or a cello? It could be other. There could be multiple, whatever.
Yeah, because it's hard to tell because there's no sense of proportion.
But it's still abstract enough that it's not hokey. It's like, if Patek did this, it would be very on the nose. This is relatively abstract, and it's probably probably looks a lot better than this photo because of the there's gold probably with the green. Hang on a second. Let's see if these guys have. Wait, I'm trying to find a good picture here. Okay, how about yeah, let's go to this here. Wait. Oh shit, it's not on the screen. Why did you tell me that nothing's on the screen? How long has the screen been there?
It just for a moment, just for 30 seconds maybe.
Shit, it lost the thing. Okay. You see it?
Yes.
Okay, look at that. You see that? You see the 3D going on?
Oh, yeah. So it's like what do they call it? The cloisonné?
Yeah. It's great.
Yeah.
What is this garbage here? Okay, get rid of this crap. No, it's beautiful. We know the green. Rolex green. It is kind of their color. I really like this dial. I wish I had a reason to like violins that much. or whatever, or string instruments. I'm just not like I'm just not what is it? Such a whatever. Maybe what's his name is a big maybe he's into that. Maybe he likes classical music. Nico.
Yeah, I could.
Because music soothes the savage beast. Yeah, he looks like a giant like rodent, and he does this act like he's some sort of like he picks his nose on camera, like on videos, like he's probably. I mean, the guy is actually I think he's a fairly well-educated guy.
Yeah, he's a successful Archie luxury.
Yeah, he's basically a successful Archie luxury. Yeah. Was he a watch? I think he was a watchmaker professionally before this, right? Was he a watchmaker?
That I have no idea.
You got more of these stars. Look at this. Yeah, another unusual Rolex. It's big money. See, look, it goes to show you could wear this watch on a strap. It looks great.
Yeah.
All right, look at this. They give you the whole thing with the sweater. They tell you how to wear it. Isn't that what Hodinkee is famous for? Those articles, how to wear it, where they show you, how to match like some like crazy outfit, whatever, which nobody would ever wear.
Yep. And then you match it with an obscure watch that no one can get their hands on.
Yeah, wait, are they still doing that? Because I saw a video about that. Are they still doing those articles? I don't read Hodinkee. Are they still doing that thing with the how to wear it?
I have no idea.
Yeah, because it was like there was some guy I see. I see a video of some guy like a big beard. He's got like hair on his face. He's got like 100,000 subscribers. He's like I think he's like a watch dealer also. He sells most like shitter watches, but he does these videos and he's like very angry with Hodinkee, whatever. But the video was something about this thing, and he said like, yeah, these guys, and basically he's showing this article, which is like like guys like very kind of androgynous. Because here's the thing, you got to realize, Hodinkee's market is kind of, the people who read Hodinkee are pretty much, I would say, 90%, 95% of them are heterosexual kind of. I don't want to say nerdy, but they're like very. I don't think they're. In other words, they're not guys buying avant-garde fashion, like which, like some crazy outfit. They're not. They don't do that, right? I mean, they might buy expensive clothes, they might buy whatever, but they're not wearing like some like, lime green striped pants, lime green and purple striped pants with, some weird shit, which, I think there might be two gay guys in Paris, maybe, the fashion capital of the world. Maybe there's two guys who can pull off that look, right? It doesn't, nobody wears, and this is what they're showing in this magazine, like how to wear this, like they're having these like very androgynous looking guys wearing this like very like, I don't want to use the word cutting edge because it's kind of like, I don't even want to say it's high fashion, but it's like it's sort of like, like these fashion labels do just for like a runway show, just to get like notoriety. But they don't sell it commercially. They don't sell, because nobody can wear that look commercially. Nobody's going to wear it. It's just like a thing which, it's like literally in Manhattan, right? You'll see two guys wearing that on the whole island, maybe like somewhere, I don't know, in the East Village or something. I don't know. What it's going to be like very this, but this is what they're trying to get, like guys who are probably wearing khaki shorts and blue shirts. Like that's the Hodinkee readership, pretty much. Mm-hmm. It's not the guys wearing. It's very weird. It's a very weird The whole thing is very weird. Anyway, he was bagging on that, and then, especially this guy. This guy's idea of high fashion is basically like a wrinkled T-shirt and cargo shorts. I mean, this guy has hair all over his face. He's got this beard. Sometimes he doesn't shave it, and he's got like hair, like almost he's like a Sasquatch, or what is that? What's the like a like it's like a werewolf. Yeah. It looks like a werewolf, basically. This guy. I think he has what is his favorite watch? Actually, he has a Date 36, which is very weird. Like he's got like a bunch of like weird shitter watches, but the Date and what else is it was a weird guy. But he's got 150,000 or something subscribers. He's got 100 times more How is it possible this guy can have 100 times the subscribers that this great channel has? I don't know. That's shocking. That's shocking. All right, I had enough of this. I'm already angry now. That makes me angry.
All right, Colonel.
Aaron, listen, thank you for joining. As always, very valuable. It's interesting that these late live streams, they get very few people live, and then all of a sudden afterwards, the videos actually get quite a few views, which is interesting. I don't know why that is.
Yeah. Maybe, so we need to clip the portion where we talk about LBJ being part of the Masons and how he killed Kennedy.
Yeah. There's some good clips in here.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's interesting. Kennedy assassination. That's brilliant. Actually, great suggestion. JFK conspiracy. That gets a lot of clicks.
Yeah, and then this is the watch that kind of like set all the pieces in motion.
Oh, this is deep conspiracy. This is deep conspiracy. Yeah.
So LBJ calls up one of his Freemason brothers, right? That he gave the watch to. He was like, hey, remember that the Patek I got you? It's time to it's time for you to do your end of the favor.
That's right. What do you think? Maybe there were like multiple gunmen who were all wearing that watch that day.
Oh, that would be like A+.
One of the grassy knoll.
Yeah.
One of the book depository, one wherever. Like, I think there was one in the crowd. There's a lot. I mean, no, that whole thing was very. I mean, it's shocking that to this day, there's all these unanswered questions, right?
Yeah. I mean, so I think everyone knew that like it was an inside job because like, okay, why else would they have crushed his car like immediately afterwards? Right? Wouldn't you think that they want to keep it around just for like, for
were the watches synchronized, as Baron Forbin says. And look, Patek was at that time. Patek was probably one of the most reliable watches. So maybe he gave them out to his, to the group, the Illuminati, and they were wearing those when they shot Kennedy. I wouldn't be surprised if everybody involved in the conspiracy was wearing one of those Pateks, the LBJ.
Yeah, because it's part. Yeah, it's part of the some kind of like weird ritual where they have to wear the watch to fulfill the pact.
Yeah, exactly. That's because they're part of the, what do you call it? The Masons.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're like, what's the thing that the George Bush was part of? The Skull and Bones.
Skull and Bones. Yeah.
Yes. Skull and Bones. There's the whole thing, which apparently they do a lot of weird stuff, a lot of weird like sexual stuff in the thing. What is that? That's funny. What was that? What was that? There was a line in that movie. What was it called? What was it? American Psycho? What was that line? Please, the detective. Hang on a second. Let me pull this up. Hang on. Let me do this. Let me see if I can get this. Let me see if I can get the line because I'm very bad at telling this. Let me. Oh shit! What's going on? Did my computer? Okay, hang on. That Yale thing. Okay. Hang on. Okay. Wait. Okay, hang on. We got great actors on the screen. So I gotta do full theater mode. Okay, ready for this?
All
Okay,
right.
ready?
Yeah.
What can you tell me about Paul Allen?
I'm at a loss. He was part of that whole Yale thing.
The Yale thing.
Yeah, Yale thing.
The Yale thing.
What do you mean Yale thing?
Well, I think for one that he was probably a closet homosexual who did a lot of cocaine. That Yale thing.
The Yale thing, yeah, like George Bush. And interesting, this movie came out. When did the American Psycho come out? That was well, actually, no. The book was written in the 80s before Bush, the junior became president. I wonder if it was a reference to that. It's actually quite interesting. Was Yale always known as a thing where the skull and bones? Because I think what they did was, I think that one of the things in Skull and Bones to join the initiation was they did something with, you had to like masturbate in their like tomb, some sort of tomb where they go. There was some masturbation ritual, and apparently. So we got to find out if George W. Bush was part of that whole Yale thing. I don't know.
We'll have to leave it for a future investigation. Yeah.
Well, he lives in Texas now. You know what they say about Texas? Where the men are men and the sheep are scared. Or what is that line? What's the line from that movie?
Full Metal Jacket?
Yeah. Queers and stairs. Boy, you don't look like those stairs. I'll tell you, George Bush. I don't know. He doesn't look like, you don't look like no stair to me. Wow, have you seen George Bush? He looks a lot older. He looks like he really aged.
No, I have not seen a recent photo of him.
Yeah, he looks like he's very interesting. He had a rough patch. A lot of these guys, it's all about the luck. Like Bill Clinton really got super lucky that he came in president right at the end of the Cold War. There was no problems. It was like the vacation from history, as they called it, right? It was the 90s was, the internet came out, the economy started to, he really got in right at the bottom. He got out right literally at the top, like literally. The market crashed right after, right when once
okay, so but there is also some skill in not messing things up, as we've seen, the handling of the economy of the with the current administration.
Yeah. No. It's here's the thing with Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton was really what I think is basically the job of the American president is sort of to be like a cheerleader, like a coach, like a good coach. Basically a cheerleader. That's what it's really like a figurehead job, really, right? Like, hey, things are great. Really, the job is to put people in a good mood. That's what it is. It's to pump people up. And if some bad thing happens, is to like rally people around. That's what it is. That's real leadership.
Yeah.
Is to do that.
And there is also a sales component to get trade deals done.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully they have some sort of visionary thing, which people with the intellect and visionary of how things should be and who are really right about those things is very rare in human history, right? The people who really, shape history in a positive way and shape their country. It's like the guy from Singapore, right? Was it Lee Kuan Yew, whatever his name is? that guy, that guy, right? The guy from Singapore?
Yeah, the prime minister. And then after he stepped down, his son took over.
Oh, is it? I don't know. But the main guy, the guy who ran the country, like after, how long did he run it for? 40 years, whatever it was? But this guy took a country from, it was basically a swamp, right? They had like a swamp. Singapore was basically a swamp with hookers, right? That's what it was. And it was sort of like a notorious place in the whatever, the 30s, 40s, whatever. And it was this kind of this colonial outpost in the Pacific, in the South Pacific, the South China Sea. Is it the South China Sea? Singapore, right? Is that technically what it is?
Oh, that I don't know. I'll look it up.
It had like this very there was like it was part of like some far flung place. It was basically like nowhere. And this guy comes in, he makes it. It's a tiny place, right? He makes it the most prosperous, modern city-state on the planet in the period of, I don't know, 20 years, 30 years. I think the only way you could do it is if, it's a one-man show. If you're a dictator, because otherwise you got, what we have in this country. Yeah, of course they did have caning.
That's right. With the American kid with the spray painting of the cars.
Yeah, did he get caned, by the way? What happened? Did he get caned?
He did. There was a big thing where the U.S. wanted to. It's like, no, don't cane him. Just deport him. And then the Singaporeans were like, no, we're gonna cane him.
Yeah, listen, you got to respect other countries' rules, right? And listen. See, they stood up to the Americans, which, by the way, look at it. Like, it's very difficult for most countries to stand up to America. Who, I'm not talking about like despot countries, but like, countries that are part of let's call it the Western, whatever you want to call it. I'm glad they caned this kid. He learned a lesson. Don't spray paint graffiti. Don't. Yeah. No, I'm glad they did that. And look at this. We're talking about this probably like, what is it, 25 years later or something? 20 years later.
Because it's just one of those. It's just one of those things that you remember, kind of like it. So it's that, and then there's that astronaut lady that wore the diaper, so she didn't have to stop.
Oh,
she wanted to murder her boyfriend's other girlfriend. Yeah,
on time. Yeah, she wanted to get there fast.
Yeah, and then this like, I mean, she's accomplished. Obviously to become an astronaut, you're
She's
like
probably Swiss.
Smart.
Probably Swiss or German. Very efficient, very focused on the job, methodical. But
that's all that people are gonna remember her for now is wearing the diaper.
Yeah, what happened? Did she go to jail? What happened to her?
That I don't know.
Interesting. Yeah, caning, Singapore. Hold on, what were we talking about? How do we get into Singapore? Oh, the presidents. Yeah. But their job is basically to be a cheer. Like that guy was that Q, whatever his name, Yu Kuan Yu, whatever. He basically was a rare combination of visionary leadership, like incredible visionary leadership, and in terms of like knowing the right thing to do, getting it done. And I think that people respected him. I don't know if they loved him. Maybe they loved him because the economy was doing. They probably did love him. But I mean, they did fear him, right? I mean, because you're going to get caned if you say the wrong thing. Seriously, right? So he was definitely respected. Let's put it that way. And Bill Clinton, I think, did a great job of putting people in a good mood. Like, listen, everybody knew he was a sleazy guy, right? But that was but it was part of his charm. He was a charming guy. He was very charming. He's like I actually like Bill Clinton. I mean, maybe he killed like 50 people with Hillary. Who knows, right? The Clinton body count. But he's a likable guy. He's a very likable guy, and that's why he was able to get things done. And whereas, Obama is not a likable guy. What's his name? Biden is, I guess he might have been like, I mean, he's not, I mean, he's a very cold guy. Trump is a very likable guy. Bush was, I think if it wasn't for 9/11 and maybe the whole election thing where the Democrats accused him of stealing it, he would have been like very likable, because he's kind of a likable, he's kind of a goofy, likable guy. Wrong timing. He's got the wrong timing. That's what happened with that guy. He's kind of got a very bad rap
for, I don't know, got a very bad rap. I mean, he basically had to deal with the hand he was dealt. But that's what it is. All right, we don't want to get into politics, right? Apparently, from what we understand, politics are not in favor on the watch community. The watch community is not into the politics. So actually, no, we're a centrist channel. Actually, this is because Bill Clinton's okay, right? I have nothing against Bill Clinton or who's the other guy? Who's else on the Democrat side was good? I'm trying to think. I don't think too many others, to be honest. I think Bill Clinton was probably the best Democrat president. I mean, like in terms of, but also he got lucky. I think he really did get lucky. He came in a period where he had no problems to deal with, right? Like look at Roosevelt. He had the Depression. He came in during the Depression. He had World War II. I mean, that's a lot of problems to deal with. But people loved him. I mean, actually, no, people also hate him, right? Because they thought he was a communist or a leftist or what is that, with the gold, the whole there's a whole litany of things. But anyway. All right, on that note, Baron, I want to thank you again. We'll get the clip of LBJ. Great suggestion. It's that could be a whole video. That could be like a whole hour conversation.
Yeah.
Because I think there's something to it. There is something to those watches.
Yeah, we'll have to dig up more information, or to dig up or fabricate, and then
exactly. Fabricate is not the right word. I think what's the word? Revision. What is it?
Yeah.
No. Is it not? It's not even revision. It's what is it? It is possibilities. Look, we're dealing with possibilities and probabilities. That's what this is.
Yeah.
Is it a zero possibility that the killers of JFK all were in that watch? It's not a zero. No, it's a greater than zero possibility, right? I mean, honestly, definitely greater than zero.
Yeah, it is a non-zero possibility.
Yeah, so there's something to it. I think the investigation should be opened up. Yeah, I think it should be opened up. I mean, that's what maybe Biden should do, at least, to distract people from things, right? Reopen the investigation.
Yeah.
Unless he got one of those watches. Nah, he was too young. I mean, according to his stories, I mean, he made Uncle Bonzo. What is Uncle Bozo, who was eaten by cannibals? Remember the Uncle Bozo and Uncle Bozy? Uncle Bozy was... he got Uncle Bozy eaten by cannibals. Then he said he saved 6 people as a lifeguard. Now, that could be possible. Somebody was maybe in the pool that might have been having a hard time. Maybe, could be possible over a period of time, right?
Yeah. If you're a lifeguard long enough,
you pull a kid out. Yeah. I mean, I remember when I was a kid, I was like probably 7, and it was like summer camp, and I wanted to swim in like the deeper water, because I think that the pool basically started from 3 feet to like 8 feet, right?
Yeah.
So I was in like the little kids, they put in like the 3 foot whatever. But if you want to go in the deeper, you take what was called the deep water test, where you have to be able to swim like twice across 2 laps across the narrow, not the length, the width, I guess, which is not hard, right? Unless you're 6 and you just learned how to swim. And I remember I said, hey, shit, I could do this. Yeah, why not? And I remember I start swimming. I'm halfway in. All of a sudden, I can't swim anymore. I literally started to drown. I remember going, and this guy, the lifeguard there, he jumps in, and they pulled me out. I'm here to tell you now. I mean, I probably wasn't. I mean, listen, I'm sure it wasn't that difficult to do. But no, actually, listen, it's not easly, right, to pull somebody out of the water.
Yeah, and then you got to pay attention. You got to like keep an eye on everybody.
Yeah, you got to pay attention. Actually, they are watching you as you're swimming, so it's not like I mean, while you're taking the test, they are paying attention. But still, listen, the guy could have ignored me, right? He could have said, "Hey, maybe if I didn't like this guy that much,
yeah,
whatever." I think isn't that the Phil? I think
Somebody told me that the Phil Collins song, Phil Collins song was about that, like a lifeguard ignoring like one of his friends and letting him drown. What's that song? With the one that Mike Tyson famously did the drum solo for. What was it? The I can feel it. It was I can feel it. Something. What was that song? The song. Phil Collins.
Hold on. In the Air Tonight.
In the Air Tonight. Yeah, In the Air Tonight. Supposedly is about he was friends. One of his friends, like the lifeguard, didn't like him, and he drowned, and he let him drown. Yeah, something like that. Yeah. But yeah, listen, I'm thinking of this. I'm actually very grateful to this guy because literally, the guy saved my life. Just like, probably Joe Biden pulled a couple of kids out of the water. So maybe that's not me. Could have been one kid. He does exaggerate. So that's, the guy was a lifeguard for how many years? Probably 5 years, like on and off, different. I think right. High school, college. Let's call it like 3-4 summers.
Yeah. Okay. So I guess the question is, has it been verified that he actually was a lifeguard, or was it something?
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was a lifeguard. We know he was a lifeguard. He's got some very creepy, stories, with the lifeguard stuff, and the Uncle Bonzo thing was definitely, because they. I mean, they said the plane. They said they knew the plane crashed in the ocean. It never got on the island. I mean, seen by cannibal. I mean, but that's just one of the stories. There's many other stories that are like more colorful and more, I mean, this guy's whole history. It's all this, and people take this guy seriously. I mean, it's incredible. Like in this, it's the craziest thing that this is America's future is basically dependent on this guy to a large extent, on his day to day. I mean, I don't believe it. Listen, it's pretty obvious that there's a team of people who are basically running the show. I mean, that's there's no question about that. I mean, that's not even. I don't think that anybody's going to debate that.
Yeah, but the question is like, who's directing them, or are they just doing whatever they want?
Who are they? Right? Who is the group? It's definitely Obama's one of them, right? Because he still lives in Washington, right? When they left, they bought a townhouse, which is like the first time that a president, the first time in like the last 100 years. 150 years maybe, that a president stayed in Washington after his term was over, and allegedly said, "Oh, our daughters are in school and we don't want them to pull them out," which I don't know. I mean, sounds okay, but then they already fucking graduated. How long has it been? It's been 8 years. I mean, those kids one of the kids is already smoking pot, right? Like he's got the two daughters. One is kind of like decent looking, and one is like the ugly one. Like one looks, because it's interesting. One looks like him, the older one, right? And then the one that looks like Michelle, who's got that like the more like rounded face. She's kind of ugly looking. It's kind of like I feel bad for the younger kid.
No, you don't mean ugly. She has an unconventional look.
Unconventional, yeah, exactly, unconventional. So. I mean that one looks like angry. She's got the Michelle. It's interesting actually because he really doesn't look angry. He looks kind of like a mellow guy. The picture of him famously with the cigarette. He's smoking with wearing the straw hat. That.
Oh yeah.
That
when he was in college.
Yeah. He's like whatever. Look, he was basically a guy I don't know about happy go lucky, but whereas Michelle, she's angry. She's had a chip on her shoulder from probably the day she was born. And the daughter, the unconventional looking one, has that look. She's looked like she's taken after. But apparently, I don't know, do you believe the story that Michelle actually was a man and that the kids were adopted? Like she's a transsexual and that the kids were adopted.
So I heard that, but I don't know.
Well, not adopted. They're artificial. It's artificial insemination into like a somebody, and that's why one kid looks like him, one looks like her. What do you think of that, man? Do you think it's a less than zero or greater than zero possibility?
So I think anything is a greater than zero possibility, but it's just this is like, it's like too many, like dots to connect to get to there.
Yeah, no, it's I think it's a what do you call it? I think it is hang on a second. I want to see this. Wait, let me see. I want to see. Wait. Where is the lab? Oh, okay. Excuse me. It's possible because look, Joan Rivers, famously, she said that people thought she was joking, right? She said, "Oh, Michelle is a tranny," right? Next thing you know, she's dead. Like she was going right. That was her last joke, basically. That was her last. Literally, that was her last joke. No, that was her last known joke. Maybe it wasn't a joke, right? Maybe she was telling us a message, an important message. Because she does look, she does have very wide shoulders. She has a manly look. If you see pictures of her where she's not all like dolled up or whatever, with 5 hours of grooming and makeup, she's got a manly look. She could have been a guy. Possibly. You never know.
Yeah. Well, I think if anything that we've learned over the past few years is that men can be women too.
Right. There you go. No, exactly. So that there you go. She was actually a revolutionary. She's a very avant-garde.
Yeah.
No, listen. Hold on a second. Didn't Sports Illustrated or some sort of women's a beauty contest? They had a transsexual as the winner.
Yeah, the Woman of the Year, Jenner.
No. No, I'm talking about like a beauty contest. They had like and the girl or the guy looked like legitimately like, looked legit, like, looked like a born female biologically,
Yeah, it's like the Thai lady boys.
Yeah, listen, it's and here's the thing. I mean, my final thoughts is that look, I think you can only pull off that look if you have a slender body, you got the right face. Like you shouldn't try this if you're like built like a truck driver, like a longshoreman, I mean, it's like who's the guy? Who's the Surgeon General? The Surgeon General of America was originally a man, right? Who's the Surgeon General? What the fuck? He's like a 60-year-old guy. Oh, even Bruce Jenner, now Caitlyn Jenner. Well, he was a good-looking guy. When he was a young guy, he was a good-looking guy. He could have done that operation when he was young. He could have pulled off the look, right? Because look at his daughters, right? Look at the daughters, the Jenner girls. They're much better looking than the Kardashian ones. Mm-hmm. They're the ones that are models.
Mm.
He has good DNA. He could have pulled it off. I mean, why would you do that operation when you're like 60? I mean, like, I don't get the point. Like, what's the point of it? Like, I mean, now you're an old woman. I mean, an old, it's like, in society, women are much more valuable, when they're young, when they can reproduce, right? So, but once they're 50, like in other words, women have much more value in society than men, right? But once they're 50, 60,
well,
like nobody cares.
It's
actually sad. And men, men's value, whatever. It's like they're not as valuable as they were when they were 35 or 40, but at least they might be considered, I don't know, whatever, elder statesman or something. There's some sort of thing that now you're you're an elder statesman. They don't say that about women. There's no like elder stateswoman, right? It doesn't really have that. There's no people just they're not valued. I mean, they're really valued for their reproductive value, their looks, reproductive value.
Yeah.
So why would you want to be an old woman? I'd rather be an old man.
Because it's never too late to follow your dreams.
Could be, yeah, could be, yeah, could be, yeah. No, actually, it could be. Listen, you know what? You got to think about it. The guy all his life. He really wanted to be a woman all his life, right? Apparently, he was saying he wore a bra when he was running it was something he had like under his outfit or some crazy thing like that. And you know, you never know what's going on in the world, right? It could be, you know, it could be Joe Biden is wearing, you know, women's underwear right now. You never know, right? Like what's this guy? The guy who was the FBI director.
Hoover, J. Edgar Hoover.
J. Edgar Hoover, who also they say was originally black. Do you know? Have you heard this? J. Edgar Hoover?
I have not. That is something new because I just heard the theory, things that he was like a cross dresser.
No, he was a cross dresser. He was a cross dresser. Well, basically, they say he was a gay cross dresser, but also he was actually black, right? He was a very light skinned, what they call passable. He grew up in a place, where was it, in the South somewhere, and his family. If you look it up, J. Edgar Hoover, right? And they had some interviews with basically a black family in D.C. that said they knew him, right, back in the 30s. They knew him, but you know, he was known to be I don't want to say a racist. Let's just say he was anti-black. He was definitely anti. He was definitely anti the black. Let's call it I don't know, liberation movement. Whatever was the civil right. Let's call it the civil rights movement, because they were worried that, you know, there was going to be a revolution or whatever. So he had wiretaps on, you know, what's his name? Not Malcolm. Well, definitely Malcolm X, but also what's his name? Who's the guy? The other guy who got shot. I Have a Dream. Martin Luther King.
Yeah,
who also had a Rolex Gold Datejust, right? Famously. So he was running wiretaps on him, and they were doing all sorts of. The FBI had all sorts of things they were doing. They had all sorts of like double agent spies and everything. But he apparently was. I think his grandfather was black, but apparently the Hoover family were very light-skinned black people in the South who owned. They actually owned a lot of land in this place, and this person in this article said, "Hey, don't ever say that J. Edgar Hoover is black because they're very powerful and they could have you killed." You know, the family, right? The Hoover family, they were very powerful in that area or something. And but if you look at pictures of him, you know, he could be like, you know, he's got the hair is a very like kind of like a kinky type hair, no? Like what is it? If you look closely at some of the pictures, maybe he puts like what do they call it, relaxant in there or something like that. I don't know. I'm not a black hair expert, but very possible, right? You know, there's a lot of weird stuff in the world that we don't know about, like LBJ's Patek Philippe watches that were worn by the gunman, possibly. You know, I mean, the cross-dresser thing is probably a 50. It's probably a 70% probability. The black thing could be 12% probability, I would say. Could be 12%. It may be more. I mean, you never know. So he was, you know, because look, there was actually no. I mean, historically, right? Historically, there were cases of very light skin because, you know, America. I'm not going to get the whole rate. Oh, America is a racist country. Oh, but no, the reality is, if you were black in, let's say, the 1920s or the 30s, you were not going to get a job in whatever, like in the government or, you know, somewhere like whatever, in some high-profile job, right? Yeah. But there were cases. I remember I read some article. There were like very light-skinned guys they were black, but they were very, very light-skinned who basically passed off as white, and nobody knew that they were black until like they died. There was a famous case of a guy who was a very wealthy guy that built up I forget the story, but so that could have been J. Edgar Hoover. Yeah. That could have been J. Edgar Hoover. Anyway, all right, let's wrap it up. I don't want to get the people from YouTube, the leftists, might probably ban this. You know, you never know; they might take something the wrong way, and all of a sudden, they're saying this guy's like what do you call it? What is it? What did they call? What do they say about this? Whatever the hell the leftists say. Anyhow, thank you for joining, everybody. Baron, we'll see you on the next one.
Yep. Talk to you later. Bye.